Hello, everybody, and welcome to Planescape Horde Rats. This is a very special episode today as we're kicking things off because we are blessed to not have Markia. No, I'm just kidding. No, Markia's
Eric.
I couldn't help it. Markia had to miss today, but today, and she's very sad because today is a very special day because we are dedicating today's episode to a fundraising event for Doctors Without Borders. So let me go ahead and explain as best I can how this is all going to play out today. For some sweet incentives and giveaways, we have a couple of items and unlocks that we get if we pass a certain number as we raise money for this incredible cause, Doctors Without Borders. As you all know, the world is pretty dark right now, and we are doing our best to support the people that are getting out there and trying to make a difference and help those who are in desperate need of food, power, medical attention, you name it. So we are raising money today for this incredible cause, and here's what we've got in store. For every $100 milestone that we manage to pass for this, there is going to be one wild magic surge on one random character in the game. It will be rolled. I'm going to randomly roll a die to determine which one of these poor souls is going to get a random magic surge at a random moment. And then picking the moment, I will randomly roll on the table that you can find in the player's handbook, and we will have fun from there. If we hit $500, that's where the fun starts. $500 is same as above. For every $100, we get a wild magic surge, but at $500, we start unlocking giveaways. Luke Gygax is very, very kind to offer up a bunch of free PDFs of his world. Specifically, the modules, they're PDFs of all three of Luke Gygax's Shantufi modules, the Eye, Heart, and Fate of Shantufi, including the newly released Fate of Shantufi, Eye of Shantufi, and premiered on stream this past summer and fall. The Heart will be streamed starting in April. So those are going to be given away for every $100 after 500. So as soon as we hit 500, we started unlocking giveaways for the channel every $100 we raise after that. And as we keep barreling along, when we hit $800, it's going to be all of the previous mentioned, but then we're going to be giving away 3D print files from Fat Dragon. Fat Dragon is a designer of high-end miniature models, including monsters and terrain. Available for the giveaway today is the Shadow Grove sets 1, 2, and 3, the Crypt of Doom, and the Wizard's Portal and the Ruined Bridge. All can be found on drivethrurpg.com, and the winners will get to choose one of these, and the 3D models can be printed in both resin and FDM printers. And the final goal, the big goal that we're hoping to hit today, that we're really hoping to hit, is 1K. If we hit 1K, every player in the game, I will randomly roll a magical item. It doesn't matter what it is. I will randomly roll a magical item for every player in the game. It means that it's entirely possible one of these wackies will end up with a Ring of Three Wishes. You never know.
I hope it's Flibex. We'll never use it.
I have no idea. It is right now they're 4th level. This could absolutely break the campaign. I'm willing to do it because ending that kind of chaos can actually be kind of fun and a little bit inspiring sometimes. So not only that, but I will also this will also unlock an encounter with the Lady of Pain, which Shannon is very excited about because Shannon is seriously crushing on her, if I remember correctly.
It's not going to turn out the way you think it's going to turn out.
At $1,000, Shannon will go on a date with a Lady of Pain. I could just see them kind of awkwardly sitting at the table, the big 100-foot stature of the Lady of Pain and her just sitting at the coffee table, and the lady just being like, so do you watch The Bachelorette or The Bachelor or anything, or do you like those kinds of shows? And then the awkward conversation just goes from there.
Of course, the Lady of Pain would like reality TV.
She would love
Tracks.
reality TV. Yeah.
I'm
Just-
so ready. Put
Yeah.
me in.
So those are our goals. Thank you so much for being here today and for checking us out. Of course, we also have our sponsor, Idle Champions, who we're grateful for all the time. And I believe the giveaway codes, as per usual, are happening in chat. So if you stick around for that, thanks for being here for that too. But yeah, all right. I think that's everything. Can you guys remember anything I've left out? It's quite a lot to juggle. Okay, so it seems like we're good. All right. That being said, then, let's go ahead and pick up where we last left off with you guys down in the bowels of this old building that had been doubled up as a gambling hall. Y'all you came in here because you were tracking down the mystery of these vials that have broken and shattered, causing this fog to sort of infect all of you, and now abilities, weird effects are starting to manifest. You are all starting to experience strange, sort of trippy moments that are randomly happening. I know that Noctis has vanished at least a few times every time they step into the shadows. Mimi, everybody has had an experience where they've kind of witnessed this weird translucent effect happening around the others, so it's not entirely clear what's going on. But what you guys discovered, a big piece of the puzzle, last session, you all discovered that the vials themselves were in fact the package that you guys were there to intercept. That was kind of the big reveal. It kind of slid in under the radar a little bit. The vials were the thing, and it's not entirely clear what was inside them, but you did get some names. Specifically, you got the name, once again, a reference to a faction or a cult or a group calling themselves the Unscribed. And you know that the Unscribed are the ones who want these vials and are having them brought in, but you're not sure much else than that. Just that the Balthwin, the owner of the gambling hall, is terrified of them, has been kind of mindlessly doing work for them for a while now, have been like arranging these deliveries between one mysterious figure and the faction. He seemed to suggest that he didn't know anything about the mysterious figure, but he seemed to be much more concerned about the Unscribed. That seemed to be what brought him fear. And he did mention that he had somebody in his employ previously that had kind of screwed up a delivery, and the Unscribed did bad things. So while all of that was being revealed, we of course had we had a slime fight. Noctis and Flurbex had a bit of a slime fight, but what you all discovered at the end of that, not only did you discover a literal trove of magical treasures and golds and all these beautiful gems, you also discovered a doorway under this factory that slopes down into a dark corridor that just smells like death. When you scouted into this doorway, you went down 100 or so feet, winding into a corridor and descending, and what you discovered was dead things walking around down there. And that's literally where we left off. And we've already hit $100. So I'm going to make a quick roll right now and make a note. So stand by because someone's getting stirred.
Ring 3 wishes.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to roll. Excellent. No, that tracks. So
Florbeck's going to use wishes to make everyone his friend.
Oh yeah, Flurbex is gonna wish for a bigger pile of garbage.
awesome. We have.
Rude.
Wait a minute. What? Wait, am I seeing this correctly? I'm
Yeah,
seeing this
someone
correct.
just donated like $1,000.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're at $1,145.
Say what?
Were you guys surprised?
Oh my god.
Is that not common for you? Is that not
A little
is
bit.
that not-
Got to admit,
You learn-
a little surprised.
You learn to get used to just being like, I don't know how to even react to that. That's too much for me to even know what to.
Okay, yeah, it's a combination of what do I do now? Oh God, what do I do now? And
I'm gonna assume
wanting
it was
to
Weber
maybe
Jack
cry a
Wagon.
little bit, but also just like holy hell, I love the D&D community so much. You guys are absolutely mind-blowingly amazing.
Well, we hit our goal. See y'all next week.
Yeah,
folks.
thanks so
See
much.
ya. See you later.
We just jumped up to 12:45 now, so that's so okay.
I
Give
can't wait
me
for
a
Eric to
moment.
roll like a loot of silence and be like, all right,
Yeah.
I guess I'm rolling.
Half a moment, please, as I do some quick calculations.
Would you like us to roleplay Grimble coming about and
Yes.
explaining the
Yes, that
situation
would be
while,
lovely
while
because
you
Grimble does
process?
need to know. Yes.
While you're processing.
Well, here I am again.
Mm.
Yeah, this fight's over as well.
Huh?
He just keeps turning up at the end of a fight.
Well, I thought I had control of this body, but I guess I don't. So here I'm here now. What happened?
Do you perhaps recede into the shouty one during times of violence? Are you afraid of a fight?
No, I love
That's
a fight.
okay if you
I'm
are.
the greatest sorcerer who ever lived. I love a fight.
I don't,
need
I'm
to
not
prove
doubting this.
my sorcery skills.
Could you?
I'm just noticing you disappear and your head flips in and inside out whenever a fight occurs. And
I'm
Just found
sorry.
out we just
I
got
thought I
another
was being-
$1,000 donated.
I
Yeah.
thought I was being super.
ambitious.
Wow.
Wait.
Yeah, it's
That's
impossible.
amazing.
It's
Wow.
impossible to ever set like the fundraiser goals. 'Cause
really-
I'm like, I mean, I could go 200 and not make it.
I was
Or I
like,
could go 3,000 and smash it in an hour. It's impossible to know.
look. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you what. Jason, do me a favor. Since we unlocked, you don't have to do this. I'm putting you on the spot. But since we unlocked an
Yeah.
additional $1,000 from these incredibly kind people, do you think at some point, maybe at the end of the episode, you already know what I'm asking?
Go ahead, ask it.
Striptease.
Please play the magic boat song. At the
Yes, I'll
end.
play the magic boat
Yes,
song.
thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
We have unlocked the magic boat song.
I don't know I don't even know if our current players even know what the magic boat
We'll
song
give some
is.
backstory.
No idea.
So we'll give the backstory, but it is a Gary Con. It is a Gary Con like exclusive song,
is.
really.
It is.
Yes, I'll play the magic boat song. Why don't I do it? Should I do it at the break, maybe?
Sure.
Or should I do?
Yeah, we can.
I mean, it's not that it's a 1-minute song.
That is true. Yeah. Another.
I
I want to apologize real quick to my players because I honestly thought I was setting a pretty conservative goal, but right now we have 24 magic surges and everyone's getting 2 magical items in addition to. So this is going to be a lot today.
no, Savage Baron, I will not shave the beard.
We will keep role playing while you work out the
Thank
new
you.
Right.
AJ.
level of goals. Because if this is just
Thank you.
people
AJ.
are just throwing thousands at us,
Yeah.
we're
We're just-
guys
like,
are
this
wild.
episode we're gonna go down into the pit with the skeletons and
Yeah.
find that we just drop into like a Scrooge McDuck style vault full of magic
Yeah.
items.
Yeah, at this point, you found out where the Lady of Pain was keeping all of the things.
All
that
of her
she's
stuff,
giving
yeah.
people for the past.
and
200
Shannon gets to go
million.
on a date.
And yeah, apparently there's gonna be a
2 dates.
Yay!
Second date territory.
If we get to get to 3,000, that means 3 dates. You get the third date with the Lady of
date with
Pain.
Lady
of
Yeah.
Pain.
Please let me go on a
I
date with the
think-
Lady Pain.
We should commission fan work of Shannon just sitting at a table going on a date with Lady of Pain, like fan art.
Third date is the pain date, by the way. So.
Y'all are amazing. We're at 24. We're at $2,420, and of course, thank you, 69 cents. Bless you all.
Nice.
All right.
It
that
wouldn't be
one was
the
my
internet
check.
without 69 cents.
Thank you so much.
420 and 69. Very
Yeah.
key here.
We're gonna jump back into the
420,
game
69.
now, but thank you. I just had to pause and thank you. That is mind blowing. Thank you so much. This is going to a very important cause. It's so important. Thank you so much. I'm so touched by this. And we're gonna continue on as my lovely players. You have the floor as I just do some quick calculations.
Okay.
Oh, Grimble, it's all right, dearie. how about if you want to show us that you're the greatest sorcerer in the world, do you know any spells that can give us a long rest by any chance?
No.
Well, then.
As a matter of fact.
So
I
when you
could-
say you are
In
the
any
greatest
case,
sorcerer in the world, can you
here-
cite your sources?
Yeah.
Or-
Okay. Let me give you that slight caveat. It pains me to say this, but after I have reviewed my current situation, I reluctantly will say that I was the greatest sorcerer that I've ever lived until I was punished by being put in this body. And now I'm slowly regaining my sorcery skills, but I would say right now I'm probably the 978,000th greatest sorcerer that ever lived, if I really had to admit that to myself, which I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth, but they are.
It's
Do you
a
keep
very
an active
interesting
list of the
number.
other ones?
I mean, I used to keep a list of the top 10, but not the top 978,000.
Why were you punished?
Let's just say that not everyone agrees with total world domination.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
trying to check over the world. Also, before I forget, Philippex has just slopped into the room with the rest of you. We just went and checked out the rest of this corridor, and there's skeletons and things down the back of it. Exposition dump.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Okay.
All right. So a great hole where dead things lie sounds intriguing. Do we think that
Yeah.
it is to do with these broken vials or the transporting of vials? Maybe it comes from this dead hole.
Oh yes, that's a rather important detail. That unscribed. I'm still not quite sure who they are, but apparently they have a vested interest in these vials, so it's probably bad that they broke. And the person who was running this establishment also quite afraid of them, so he left.
Right.
Philippex just starts to slop around the place, picking up all the stuff, just like making sure he's all of his equipment that he just scattered all over the casino is actually back into himself now. So what are we doing? Are we going to kill some more things down the hole?
Yes. Well, I did believe this is out of character. I think we did say we wanted to long rest before Grimble took over, but hey, you know what? We didn't do that. So
Oh my god. I cannot
instead,
So
we're
where
gonna
are we
go
going
into a
to long
dark
rest?
hole, or are we gonna retcon that we did long
Well,
rest?
you
We can now
know,
long rest.
I feel refreshed. So
Yes.
maybe wherever I was in the strange black hole land that I go to every time I lose control, I'm refreshed. So if you guys wanted to rest, I could guard you and I'd be fine.
Hmm.
I could take the whole 8-hour shift.
Do you not need to rest?
I rested while I was gone. I've got all my spells.
Fascinating.
Unless DM, you disagree with that.
No. That tracks. Yeah.
I could rest. I could keep going if we want to, but I can rest.
I think Silvio really needs a nap.
Okay, let's not.
Unless you want to venture off into the darkness and not have my high G available to you all when it comes up to it.
No, I want to rest.
Yes.
Nap time.
Also,
We don't know if that
Silvio,
mysterious figure will come back tonight. Might as well be here just in case.
Silvio, I found this one and I think you might like it. And he comes over and drops you an ornate brooch of dwarven design. Just pops out. It's a little bit acid pocked, but it could be buffed up. Do you like this? You like to wear shiny things on your clothes sometimes.
I do rather like this. Thank you, Flowbacks. It's quite weathered and worn, but what's a little character on a piece of jewelry?
Jewelry, that's it. I knew there was a word for it.
Well then, one of us could also take the potion that allows us to watch over the others whilst also getting a rest. And Grimble can be our guard for the next 8 hours. You do need 8 hours, don't you, Silvio? Because I could just do a 4-hour meditation sort of thing, but do you need a full 8?
A full 8 would be ideal.
Right, of course.
That's the biggest part of the fantasy of all of this. Biggest fantasy of Dungeons and Dragons, getting a full
8 hours
8-hour
sleep.
rest. Yeah.
Running on 3, baby. Yes, well, let's do that, and then let's go into the dark, scary hole with dead things.
Okay.
And
we long rest. Where are we resting? Are we resting in this casino? Because I feel like that's
We
not
had
very
the
safe.
there's like there was rooms with like beds in there for
There's
the
like a barracks.
people.
That was in the down, like behind the
In the
scenes
corridor.
in the secret area, right? Yeah.
It's a casino and hotel. Thank you very much.
It's an
But
Airbnb.
we left
casino.
we left the owner of this place to skedaddle. Are we worried that he's going to get some reinforcements come back? We left him pretty shaken,
No.
right? I don't
I
think he would
wanted
want
to run, but everybody else said no.
to.
Above board, I
terrified
think
him.
he does not want to come back
Yeah.
lest he be discovered by whoever he's afraid of.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
So are we at all worried that like whoever he was working for that he is afraid of will come looking for him or the vials of mist?
yes,
While
but
we're
that's
having-
why
almost
we're having
certainly.
guards.
That's why we're having guards. All right, cool.
Yeah, the Unsworn, I think, are definitely our biggest threat right now.
Alrighty, let's have a rest with guards then. Who's taking watch? We've got
Me,
Grimble,
I'm gonna
obviously,
watch the whole
but,
time.
Like, who else? Are we just Grimble?
Yeah.
We should
I
have another
might-
person, right? Because we've got
I
that long
might
rest
take
expediency potion.
the potion of waking watch and just have my 4-hour meditation during that.
You don't trust me to guard you?
Oh, dearie, you know I can't sleep for a full 8 hours. I'm just
And you
keeping
know what? I don't
company.
trust me to guard you either, so fine.
Well, that too.
Truth be
yes.
told.
Plus, besides, what if you just switch bodies again and then no one knew? And
You're right. That's fair.
yes.
Noctis has trained herself to sleep with her eyes open, which is like very unsettling. So she just goes into the corner. And
You know
Can't
what
help.
I did back in when I had my other body is I actually painted eyeballs on my eyelids. So no one knew if I was awake or asleep.
Oh. Horrifying.
I think maybe
I
they
like
knew.
it.
I found that most people don't know if I'm awake or asleep because I don't have eyeballs.
That's true.
Yes. Yes.
I
Well,
don't snore,
good
do I?
night. Yes, a little bit. You bubble up inside.
Bubbles. Blah, blah, blah.
all right, I'm just
I love the idea of ooze snoring, like when you breathe in and it's like.
okay. 1, 2. I'm
It's a
rolling the
comforting
last magical item right now. 1, 2.
All right.
I'm gonna regret this.
We're gonna have a
I'm
lot of
holding off on
magic
actually
surges
clicking long
happening.
rest.
Yeah, I'm holding
Yes.
off on
Yeah,
clicking
yeah,
long
yeah.
rest because we're about to have a lot of magic surges happening in the night.
Well, we could have that when we get into the dark hole. We could say we have a long rest and then a bunch of magic surges.
We could.
If the DM is nice.
Not necessarily if they're nice, because it could you could want a long rest after some of those magic surges.
Maybe.
Well, for check. I'm sorry, Eric. No, you're not.
This is I don't know. I thought I was being smart.
Hey, we're almost at 3,000. That's insane.
God.
I find that
Y'all-
when I'm
you-
setting, stretch goals for donation things and fundraisers, I need to almost do it logarithmically, just so
It's
it's
like-
not
like
linear.
1,000, 10,000, 100,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know,
Um,
like, oh, if somebody comes in at this level, then I know where we're at.
Oh my God, $3,333 raised, and we haven't even
Nice.
truly started the game yet. I'm
Three,
gonna,
three, three.
I'm gonna go. This is all $2,500 level. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to save the rest of the calculations for the after break section of the game, which
Smart.
means we're gonna have a lot of backup. But right now, just to recap, everyone here is getting. Technically, everyone here is getting 3 magical items now, but I'll work that out. Also, there will be at least 25 wild magic surges taking place in this game, and And we do know
When
that
This is the rest of the game.
we do know that now that we've hit at least 2,500, that we will be getting the Magic Boat song, and the Lady of Pain will be making an appearance at some point in this episode. So, my God, this is just Flummox Eric GM Dave. So let's go ahead and you guys decide to take a long rest. Real quick,
Hey, Jimmy, can we give like the people that gave $1,000 like a free pass to Gen Con or to a Gary Con or something? They got to get themselves there. No free rooms or anything, but can they go?
That's not a bad idea.
Go make that decision. Yeah,
I think there's some virtual passes still.
There's some virtual passes up for grabs that are being
maybe some
giveaways.
virtual passes would be an awesome idea.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. People who have done at least that much. Also, if you guys are comfortable who have thrown in those huge donations, let us know, and I'd be more than happy to give you a big shout out on stream for just your amazing generosity. Thank you so much. Okay. So, you guys decided to take a long rest. If you're taking one here in the gambling hall, is that right? And someone's going to keep watch?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Grimble and I are going to take watch.
Right, because y'all don't have to do much of the sleeping. It does require some of you who are having functioning noses to seal up as best you can and get some of the smell out of here as it's drifted up into the main tavern area. But it's an easy enough thing to seal that off for now and have a door to watch, and then seal the front door as well. The place, by the way, is still completely trashed with overturned tables, scorched marks from thrown magic, the giant dead body of an Etten that is just splayed out on the floor in its pool of blood, along with a couple of other dead people here and there. But you all managed to, after some good elbow grease, kind of push everything aside and have what is a very morbid long rest. So you guys basically set yourselves up. Actually, it just occurred to me, you can absolutely seal off the barracks area and just use the beds in the back where everyone sleeps.
Yeah.
So
that was the plan, actually.
Was it? Okay. I didn't catch that. I was busy being horrified at because like I said, I took all the safety features off and rolled randomly on magical item tables, and I'm going to honor it because you guys raised 3,000. So
Mimi drank the potion of waking watch, so I can have that 4-hour meditation, but also keep an eye with Grimble.
Okay. All right. So the time passes. Let me see. I'm going to randomly roll to see if there is I'm going to revise it and say it's not just that the Lady of Pain is going to appear, it's that I'm going to use her this game. So you two are keeping watch. Where are you keeping watch exactly? Are you in the room? Are you outside the room? Are you guys in the hallway?
I'll be right at the edge of the room.
Right at the edge of the room.
So that they're behind me, but I can see anything coming. With my incredible sorceress skills.
Okay.
Mimi will
I don't like the look on your face right now.
In the center of the room.
Okay. Mimi, you're in the center of the room and you're meditating. And Grimble, you are, I'm sorry, in the corridor. Is that correct?
Where would you? I guess just before the door.
Just before the door. Okay, thank you. Okay. Mimi.
Yes.
As you are meditating, the sounds of Sigil outside, they never change. You always hear the random passerbys and shouts and the sounds of carts being led down the streets. And of course, here in the lower wards, you can always hear the hissing gouts of steam and pollution being pumped into the sky from coal burning, and in some cases from soul coins being forged, bless them, as people are being literally turned into currency. You can hear all sorts of the random chaos that is Sigil, just kind of in the din in the background. It's something you've gotten very used to having a home here. It's disconcerting when just like a switch, everything's muted. Like the track came to an end. A sudden stop. When you open your eyes and tap the side of your ear, you're frozen for a moment. Literally, as you're trying to move, you realize your hand doesn't tap the side of your face as you were checking. Your eyes glance over and you realize your hand is in fact moving, but it's moving slower than the rest of you. You see these images sort of beginning to blur, almost like a film blur, like it's been dropped to an extraordinarily low frame rate, capturing every second all at the same time. Every part of you begins to feel displaced from the other part, as if you are being gently and uncomfortably segmented at every joint in your body, and it's drifting apart at such a micro scale that you're aware of it's happening, but you can't see it yet. Like you've been cut, but the skin hasn't finished splitting and the blood hasn't finished pouring forth. The discomfort becomes the precursor to pain. And instead of feeling agony, your nerve endings react in that blessed moment just before the pain registers, where sensation begins to feel like it's acknowledging it has experienced something. So think of it as the spark before the flame. And instead of agony, you feel tingling running through your body, a shimmer, as it feels like you're being pulled apart at every piece of your body all at once. And then just as the discomfort begins to grow, you see a shadow cast upon the wall in front of you, rising up. A woman's silhouette with blades arcing out from behind the heads, just stretching out. And the shadow grows long. Every instinct in your body, particularly somebody from the Shadowfell, has heard the legends, has heard the tales, and knows the implication. You know who she is. You, probably being a denizen of Sigil, have seen her at least once. She's known for randomly walking through the streets, or floating, as it were. Sometimes in different sizes, she can take whatever size she wishes. Sometimes she's as tall as the buildings, and others, she's a simple creature moving through the crowd. Every single time she makes her way down the wards, a bell is rung, and the crowds scatter. People are smart not to pay any attention to her. When the lady walks, you move out of the way. You don't acknowledge, you just keep moving. Do not address her, do not speak to her, do not get her attention. Never have you heard of an instance where she has appeared before somebody. What could it portend you don't know, but what you do know is the legends are true. Those who walk in her shadow are usually never seen again. It's rumored they are sent to the mazes, a terrifying place where you wander for all eternity amongst the empty streets of Sigil, turning corners, never dying, never being hungry, never growing thirsty, always awake, always conscious. Eternity. Or for those who are fortunate, perhaps what you're experiencing now, the effects of what happens before your body suddenly splits into ribbons and a shower of gore is immediately killed. And then, for her pleasure, brought back together again. But in this case, that doesn't seem to happen. Instead, your body remains intact, and the pain, it's a threshold. You're upon it, but you don't feel your body being racked with it. It's almost like the promise, like a tantalizing tease as you
Oh,
feel
you
that
teased.
she emerges behind you, and you don't think that you have the ability to turn your head to look. And instead of hearing her voice, you simply start to know things. You just begin to know them. It's the only way your mind can translate as she speaks to you. And at first, the images and feelings that course through your body, it could, if you were to try to use the feeble languages of sentient creatures to sculpt into words a way to express the experience of what you are having right now, it might be accurately described as someone taking the back of your neck, still attached to your brain stem, and rubbing it with 20 grit sandpaper. And you feel yourself tighten. She wants you and your party to find those who brought these vials into her city and kill them, and to bring back a single finger from each that you kill for her. The vials are to be destroyed. If you do this, she will spare all of you despite your infection. And there is no explanation as to what she means by that. But there is an implication here that perhaps until this moment, you were all walking dead people and didn't know it. And now she is offering you a way out. And then, for the first time since you can remember being a living creature, unconnected from the Shadowfell, this creature who is always meant to be a part of that shade of death, you experience the extraordinary and somewhat disquieting sensation of gasping for breath instinctively as the more living side of you and the dead side of you kind of combine into this moment where it feels like for a second you're waking up from a long sleep and she is simply gone. And you are holding your hand trembling to the side of your face with small little rivulets of blood that have formed around your palms that seem to etch out a symbol of just blades dripping down your wrist.
Well, now. Yes, my lady. Gribble? Did you fall asleep, Gribble? I like tap on the autonym.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. So we've all seen the same vision.
No,
Oh.
but when she taps on you, you turn and look, and Grimble, the first thing you notice when you turn to look at her is you see she bears the mark of the Lady of Pain. When you look at her, you can see there is this strange, like, bladed flowering symbol above her head, right on her forehead. It looks like it looks like dried blood has just been marked upon her forehead.
Mimi?
Yes.
I love what you've done with your head.
Oh, yes. Well, good news and bad news. Lady of Pain visited me just then. Wonderful lady, very frightening. Felt a lot of things I've never felt before, even though I am in a state of death and living. But truly just a horrifying feeling and experience. But turns out we're all kind of dead, or potentially cursed by that vial that broke.
Well, I'm dead inside, so I'm halfway there.
Yes. One day we'll find you a body, I promise.
I feel you, Jason.
Yes, I meant that on several levels, but but hey, I'm not the only one living in 2024. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yes, the vials have infected us, but if we track down the group that has been distributing them and kill them and bring one finger of each of them back to the Lady of Pain, she will allow us to live.
My first instinct is to just find some fingers, but then I feel like she would know
Yes.
for sure. So I'm in.
All right. I think if we don't eliminate the threat in her city, that would be kind of obvious that we hadn't
Yeah.
gotten the right fingers. But I'm with you on that path. I'm with you. Has it been 8 hours yet? Should we wake the others?
Grimble, you are aware that it has probably been about 45 minutes since you all. However, Mimi, for you, it's felt like you just maybe had a night's sleep. But
Have I long rested?
you do get the effects of a long rest, yes.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to let them sleep longer. It's only been 45 minutes.
Oh,
Jason.
shucks.
Jason, do me a favor and roll a percentage die of 2d10.
Okay.
I mean, what'd you get?
Why did I have to grab the clear ones? Hang on. 1 second. Ah, yes. All right. Really? Okay. All right. I got a 17. I got a 7. Like it's literally all the way over here.
In real life dex saves.
Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grimble, rather suddenly, as you're talking to Mimi, you rather suddenly grow a long beard made of feathers that remain until not sure, but essentially your gnomish face sprouts a beard made of pure feathers. Just happens.
Feels very on brand.
Oh my.
Wow, what? Is this alive?
And it kind of tickles your face a little bit.
What's going on?
As a man made of metal. Anyway,
That's one.
this is bizarre. This is outside of the normal bazaar that we are used to as a group, I would say. Well, I like your beard. Should we sleep for another 7 hours?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
All right.
The rest of your planned long rest, thankfully, does not have any other bizarre occurrences with outlandishly powerful entities, or at least to your knowledge, no immediate magical surges. When you all awaken and reconvene, you will see that indeed your autognome friend has grown a multicolored plume of feathers for a beard, and that Mimi bears the unmistakable mark of the Lady of Pain upon her forehead.
Oh, have you changed again? Is this a third one? I was only just getting to know Grimble and Celine. Who's this one?
Yeah, it's still me. Just I somehow have a feather beard.
Oh.
I think it's quite distinguished. It makes you look rather wizardly.
Well, I mean, that's...
Jason, do me a favor and roll 2d10.
Getting another.
This is fun.
I do think that Grimble Featherbeard is a very good name.
Well, we'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah.
08.
An 8?
Yeah, an 8. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jason, who is standing around you?
I think just Mimi at the. Well, oh no, we're back at
Since
everyone's awake.
Everyone's awake, but go ahead. I'm going to let you guys set the stage of where you're all standing and what you're all doing, so as I do not influence.
I'm gonna be 21 feet away from him, please.
Okay.
Yeah, see you
because I know the wild magic table enough to know what an 08 is, and I don't want to be within 20 feet.
I mean, honestly, I think you should just roll a.
I was definitely within 20 feet of him because I just went over to see who
I'll
this
just
new guy was.
I'll leave this to the honor of the players. I need everyone who is within 20 feet of Grimble to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
I mean, I think we all are. Depends how small the
I
barracks
think
are.
you all are.
I guess you're
Yeah,
not.
I
I
would
guess
say.
you're using the PHP wild magic table then.
At the moment.
Where's
That is correct.
Teak?
That's correct. Teak is also who I'm about to roll a saving throw for. Teak is actually
Okay.
sitting there as well.
Oh, that's great. That's a really good
Oh
solid
my
3
god.
there.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I rolled a nat 1 for Teak.
Yeah, boy.
This is
This is
gonna
a
be
great way to start the day. We're
great
going to
way.
need a long rest
For
again.
good cause.
immediately.
I also rolled a nat 1.
Excellent.
Oh, great.
I will go ahead and tell my players this. Do not worry. I'm not going. There will be chaos, and there might even be a little bit of fire. But I promise that this will not derail,
gonna
and that you guys will be fine.
There might be some chaos and a little bit of death. But
A little,
Yeah, and a little bit of
fine.
death.
but we'll be fine. I promise. Okay, so for everyone, what is your spell save DC? Grimble?
Yes. It is 14. Sorry. Give me a
Excellent.
second.
So everyone who did not roll a 14 or higher on your deck save, Jason, if you would do me if you would be so kind as to roll me
8d6.
8d6 points of fire damage, please. As Grimble, in the midst of talking to you about this beard, Grimble just goes and coughs. A ball of flame erupts from his mouth and slams into the ground at his feet, and there is a titanic explosion before all of you.
What? 31.
Everyone,
Of course, I rolled
above average
really
too.
great. 31.
As you finish your long rest, everyone takes 31 points of fire damage, immediately catching this place into flames. Thankfully, it begins to die down, but the explosion causes ear ringing, bodies being thrown back, and the like. The beds are utterly destroyed. Most of the bottles in the place are shattered immediately. The chairs, the tables all splinter and break.
I have a question, Eric.
Yeah, what's up?
This is a procedural one.
Yeah.
Do death saving throws happen after or the moment you hit 0?
They happen at the end of a combat turn. So if you are not in a combat turn, then they would just happen.
I'm
now.
so sorry.
Okay, but I
'cause,
did roll 14, so does it not?
No, you
Okay.
succeed. If you hit the DC, you succeed.
So does she take half, or does she have a
completely or
thing
just
that
half?
has,
You'll take half damage if
Okay.
you,
or does she have
She doesn't
evasion?
have evasion. That's level 7.
So I'm down
Um,
to 4 hit points. How about the rest of you?
Yeah, I'm one of the tanks of the group, and I'm on 8.
Did you
Okay.
say
Cool.
31?
31 points of
31.
damage. Yeah.
31.5.
Long rest again.
Yeah, long
Okay.
rest. Back to long rest.
As this happens, let me map this out. The explosion surges forth, and you are all enveloped in fire. It happens so spontaneously and randomly. There's no explanation for it. You guys are blown back, thrown to the side. Quincy, real quick, does Silvio hit 0 on that?
I have exactly 31 hit points.
Okay.
So, so long rest is, oh, that was great. Oh, the beard is rather wizardly.
As you wake up in the morning, you hear talking, and then there's a ball of flame.
Well, I guess I'm a wizard now.
The last thing you hear is your world goes dark, and then I would like everyone to heal back up 31 points of damage as all of a sudden the fire goes and sucks right back into the center of a ball of flame that blinks out of existence right in front of you. The surroundings, however, unchanged. Tables, the bodies of the dead are on the floor are burning, and each of you can feel the residual power of magic beginning to seep away.
So
What was that?
what was that?
I swear I didn't do that.
We had the agreement that you weren't going to try and kill us, Grimble.
I didn't. That wasn't me. Yes, I am evil. I've admitted that the entire time. But I'm lawful evil, and I'm not
Yes,
that
we
people
think
ever
he's
say
lawful.
that, but I'm loyal to my crew, and you guys are my crew. I didn't do that.
That was very heartfelt.
Oh.
As I look on my scaly hands to see like what happened because I thought I had just singed into a ringing tinnitus for a second. I go, look, if you're still sore about the thing I said about you not being around for fighting, I withdraw the statement. You don't need to take this out on us.
I mean, I appreciate the withdrawal of the statement, but that was not my intention. This is just like I didn't mean to grow this feather beard. Something is happening here.
As the conversation begins to progress, Mimi, you suddenly start feeling this sense of urgency coming over you. It's not so much a compulsion, but it's this awareness, this strange feeling that somewhere there is a ticking clock on the.
Anyone else hearing a ticking clock, or is it just me?
It's the sensation that like the task is before you and your time is limited.
So, before we get any further into this discussion, I should let all of you know that I was visited by the Lady of Pain last night. A terrifying experience. And
Is she hot?
I didn't quite see her, but yes, I will say the images that she just put into my mind was sexual indeed. I shall say, for the record, we should move quite quickly. Here's what is needed. We need to find and kill those that are putting these vials out into the Lady of Pain City and bring her one finger of each of them as proof of our elimination task. So, do we think perhaps they are in the hole? Because if this magic is just happening around us, I would suggest that perhaps we just skedaddle down that corridor very quickly.
Did she? That's a wise choice of action. Did she say how many people we have to find?
No, not at all.
Did she mention
All of
me or like?
No, but I'll happily put in an introduction for you later.
I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Got to get you what you want in life. I'm
Well,
a cool
perhaps
grandma.
these.
Let's go down the corridor.
Perhaps the magic that is wildly happening is limited to just this place as some sort of latent defense mechanism. Perhaps if we move ahead, these things will stop.
Yes.
Silvio
clear.
said, demonstrating what dramatic irony is.
Framing, yay.
Foreshadowing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right then.
All right.
Oh, Teak seems to be asleep still. Maybe the magic will wear off if we carry.
And as soon as you say that, Noctis, I need you to roll 2d10.
Finally,
The
somebody
percentage
else.
Don't add them together. Flobex is going to move 20 feet away from Grimble now.
You start feeling the surge of magic. Okay, that's a 4.
Just away from Grimble. He's like, I don't know what he did, why he did that, but I don't like it, and so he just moves away.
49 as you guys continue to as you guys begin to as you all begin to head towards the door, and with the sense of urgency that Mimi has put before you, it's hard to argue or think that first of all, it's Mimi. You all know her very well. You've all bonded. You know Mimi speaks the truth, but here Mimi is also carrying the mark of the Lady of Pain. So you can't help but all of you start to feel sort of that residual sense of urgency, this foreboding, this strange sense that Mimi's in a bad situation. We're all in a bad situation. Let's do exactly what Mimi says. Is kind of this feeling that overwhelms all of you. You're not even sure its source is your own sense of survival. It's more of just this wave of urgency. And as Mimi speaks, you all feel it. Instantly, the party begins to congregate towards the door, heading back down that ramp to where you found that strange corridor. As this has happened, all of the sudden, Noctis, you feel this strange sort of tickling in the back of your throat. It might be the dust, you're not entirely sure. But that's all. It's just a strange tickling sensation. That horrible sensation that we sometimes feel when we have like a speck of dust or something back there, and no matter how hard we cough, it doesn't seem to get it out.
Uh-oh.
You all reach
water or something?
As you
Lozenge?
open your mouth to ask the words, does anybody have any water? Nothing comes out except for pink bubbles, which spew out into a small stream in front of you and just pop.
Oh, cool. I didn't know you could do that. And then Flurbex is going to make a little couple of bubbles. Blub, 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 blub.
Every time you attempt to speak for the next minute. No words, just bubbles. As you all reach the door, you see the dark corridor in front of you as you all proceed down it. Okay.
All right. Well, very
should I come with you
contradictory.
guys? Sorry, sorry to interrupt. Should I come with you? You hear Rain behind you all, clomping
kitten.
her hooves. Do you want me to stay here? Should I keep lookout? You guys did blow up the bar, which is kind of funny, but weird.
Numbers is like so humiliated by like producing pink bubbles. She tries to be so cool and edgy.
She's so cool and edgelord, yeah.
Now, Noctis, trust me, from personal experience, save your breath weapon for a dire situation.
I think that perhaps we shouldn't bring the light up kitten into the dark hole. Maybe it is best that Rain keep watch.
Maybe for DM's sanity, Teak and Rain can stay in the bar and keep watch of the bar in case the unscribed come.
Okay, I can do that, and she can maybe share some of her pastries. And you see Teak's eyes. If an owlkin's eyes could get any bigger. Yes. And we'll be up here. And with that, the two move back up the ramp and into the bar area as they go to talk pastries. Very important conversation.
I shout, "We won't be scone long."
You hear Rain. That was good.
Nice.
I actually worry for the kitten because Teak, he doesn't share pastries. Not willingly.
I'm gonna take the lead on the hole because I've been down there already. I know what there is down there, and also I can stick to the roof, so I can be a little stealthier.
No stealth checks required as you all move down. You do your best to keep quiet. And again, the floor is padded somewhat with soft dirt, soiled, and it looks like patches of exposed black marble. As you get to the edge where you once reached before, you can see that sharp decline down deeper into the darkness where it becomes incredibly difficult to see for anybody who doesn't have dark vision. And again, you hear the sounds of shuffling down there. And just like last time, like clockwork, you can see movement of what would appear to be skeletal-like humanoids moving just above the mouth of the cave. You can just see their legs kind of passing back and forth. If you stand there for a few minutes, you'll see them, possibly others, but it's almost clockwork timed, moving back and forth between the opening.
Am I still bubbly?
Your voice is starting to come back. The bubbles have gotten little now, and you talk in a bit of a hoarse whisper.
So, what do you guys want to do about this?
Should I drop on them and just like try and engulf them, and then you jump in and start killing them?
How many are there?
I'm not good with numbers of things, but like a few.
At least.
My question is, if they are timed pacing, what are they protecting? If these are guards, what's beyond the guards?
Or do they have a task beyond guarding?
Do they have fingers?
They might do. They might do.
Maybe.
So, I mean...
Probably not the right ones, though.
I
we
mean,
should send Flurbex in like a slime bowling ball. Take them all out if we can.
I can do that.
Into the skeletons. Yeah, I'm down.
Down for bowling? Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay. So Flurbex, you're going down first.
Yeah, I'm bowling. I'm bowling for zombies.
just-
Bowling for skeletons.
rolling down this hill, you get quite a amount of momentum. As soon as you hit the bottom of the hill, you begin to feel this strange sensation overwhelm you just as you enter into this wider cavern. The moment you're perceiving it, as I'm getting ready to describe what it is Flurbex encounters as they reach the bottom, I need you to roll 2d10.
Hell yes. I'll do it on this one.
Is anyone else terrified of these wild magic surges? or
I'm
is it
certainly
just you?
becoming terrified of them.
14.
I was like, ha ha ha, they'll be good fun. Fireball. 14. Okay.
I
oh.
don't think that's gonna work, but let me roll it.
Yeah, roll a saving throw.
It's
Wisdom
gonna
save.
hit my is it wisdom save?
So at least it's your good one.
It is a good one, but I rolled badly on it, so that's a. Oh wait, I'll roll on. I forgot that I'm rolling everything on D&D Beyond. It's not bad actually. That's a dirty 20.
30. Okay, so you are fine. Moment you reach the bottom, you feel a surge of power in you. A magic washes over to you that almost for a second blurs your senses and confuses, and then you snap out of it. And as you hit the bottom, you have to take a moment. As you hit the bottom, this ball of slime just kind of... The skeletons dressed in rotting armor that are marching in what looks like a circle down here. It looks like a room, maybe like an antechamber of some kind, something that leads to a greater complex. You see at least 3 archways. You're not sure you see doors in the archway, though. But you see 3 archways where doors might be. And these skeletons are literally just walking in a circle. Your first check as you gaze at them is there looks like there might be definitely more than 6. And they've all kind of comically stopped their circular walk, paused, and are staring at you. And in that just moment where they freeze and turn and look.
I'm just gonna kind of think to myself how to get 2 strikes. 2 strikes with a single ball, and the answer is don't use a single ball. And I cast Corroding Sphere as Flurbeck splits into 2, and the acid ball. Eric and I work together to homebrew basically a flaming sphere into an acid sphere instead. And so I cast Corroding Sphere and cast that at one of the groups of skeletons, and I just kind of roll into the other ones.
Okay, the rest of you all, while that roll and bottom happened, is everyone right behind Flurbex or following him down? Where were y'all at?
I wanted to see what would happen once Flurbex
we're standing.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting to see what might happen.
Okay.
Everybody's just like, go.
The response is hearing Flurbeck's bubbling, popping sounds. You all know to be Flurbeck's actually summoning magic. And a moment later, you can see that ball of acid appear next to Flurbex, indicating to all of you without having to make any insight checks, you know Flurbex is in combat here. When Flurbex casts that spell, it's because someone needs to get acided. So, which would, I would say, having seen that, you may all roll initiative now.
I feel like all of us did that thing in the Wii bowling where we like
Yeah.
jumped and span.
You guys can hear the music playing in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mimi and Grimble. Oh, Teak is not actually in this fight, so we're gonna just leave that out. What'd you get, Grimble?
I'm sorry. 15.
15. Your initiative is not popping up on D&D Beyond for some reason. I'll just type it in. Okay. 15, starting us off. That's going to be Silvio.
How close are the skeletons to each other?
Well, you are, if I remember correctly, you were waiting at the top of the ramp to see what was going to happen. So you actually don't have line of sight on the skeletons. You can see a collection.
I hear it. I will make my way down, not running, but like enough so I can see what's happening. Like,
okay,
who's Flurbex having to fight here?
Sure. So it's easy enough. You don't have to use, I would say you would probably use up all 30 feet of your movement getting to the bottom of the slope. So as soon as you get there, Flurbex is about 5 feet in front of you. And in front of you, you have a much better sense of what's going on, having not been subjected to almost casting confusion on yourself. And you see what looks like 10 skeleton warriors down here who have been marching in a circle and have all frozen in place and started to draw weapons at just as Flurbex has cast this spell. It looks like they're all in about 15 feet of each other in like a cluster.
Oh, great. I cast Fairy Fire on them.
They are primed for a fairy fire. So yes, you can do that. And they get a deck save. Is that correct?
It's a deck save at 14.
Okay. I'm just going to roll for the entire group and save myself a lot of pain. Okay. They fail. They all light up. Beautiful purplish lavender multicolors begin to spring forth as the fairy fire just sprinkles over all of them. And the entire room begins to glow ambiently with them.
This will make it a little easier to spot them, everyone.
All right, so that you moved and you cast a spell. That's going to be it for you?
Yes, and that is concentration in case you need to know that.
Okay, yeah, important to know. Grimble, it's now your turn. You can see the ambient glow of the fairy fire having successfully been cast, but you're not sure what's down there because you are still on that ramp, about 30 feet back.
Okay, well, I'm going to rush down the ramp then until I see what is happening.
The gnome, you can hear the gnome's heavy metal feet. When you get to the bottom, you can see exactly as I've mapped out, except for these skeletons are all very pretty. They're very.
And how many do I see again?
Glowy and sparkly. There's 10 of them.
Do any of them look like the leader, or they all look kind of the same?
They all look like, for lack of a better way of describing it, they all look like your standard CGI extra skeletons. And they look quite ready to murder everybody who has appeared at the bottom of the ramp.
Well, all right. Well, I'm going to, first of all, I give a side eye to everyone, but especially to Silvio, because, see, I'm in combat now. I'm doing it. I'm really here. I'm not running away.
You begin to shift immediately.
No!
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we all need to stall until the
I
end.
pull out
of
my
today's
wand
session.
of magic missiles and I fire it at the 2 skeletons that are closest to me.
Okay.
I'm going to use 6 of the charges. So 3 on one and 3 on the other.
Okay, so roll damage.
Wasting the advantage I'm giving you here.
It's if you're using 6 charges, it's cast at 8th. It's cast with 8.
Crap! Hold on.
It's level plus 2.
Well, but wait. Hold on.
Hmm?
Will the fairy fire go? Is that only for me? Will the fairy fire go away, or will it work for everybody?
No, it sticks around until concentration is broken and the spell ends. But yeah, everyone's got advantage on attacks against them right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's 10 of them. I was going to do this regardless.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting multi-attack
because I know some of those spells will be for just the next person in line.
Yeah, that's just guiding bolt.
Oh, okay, great. Then we're good. All right.
Yeah.
But if you're using 6 charges, then it's 8.
You're casting
8 darts.
level
So
magic.
you're casting 6th level, which is 8 darts. So you can do 4 on each.
Great. And then my wand is done for the. Well, I could do one more. And then I would have to roll, and it might explode.
Yeah, you might lose the.
So I'm just using the max I can use without risking.
Okay, cool. So you burn all the charges except for one charge.
So let's see.
Roll 4 on the first one and 4 on the second one.
So
you
that
can
two.
You can click the die multiple times, and it'll just keep stacking the die, and it'll roll all of them together, so you don't have to roll them individually.
Oh, okay.
So now we have a total of 2, 4, 5, 6.
I don't know. It's not
7,
letting me
8,
do
9.
that though.
It should. Yeah, if you just click the D4 multiple times, don't click roll, just click the D4 because left and right click.
Down at the bottom.
Yeah. Click the symbols and it'll let you stack those up. So
Okay.
the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you did. There you go. And then it's plus. Okay,
Plus
so
4.
Okay, so
24 plus 4 on each of them. Should be about 14 damage each.
yeah, that's about right. 2 skeletons shatter into bone shrapnel and rotting chainmail as they collapse. As the 2 powerful magic missiles absolutely blast them into oblivion. So that's 2 down.
I look at everybody. My head spins around in a 380-degree.
Oh,
I'm
God.
not transforming. I'm just showing you what I can do. And I'm just getting warmed up.
Jason, it's converting, remember? You're not transforming, you're converting. All right.
Eric,
in-
Eric, you're right. It is. We do not transform. We
Autobots
convert.
convert and roll out.
Are we doing a crossover? Okay.
Okay,
We're
so
both Hasbro. Technically, we're cool.
yeah, technically we're cool. All right, so that's going to bring us to
Technically, we're
Mimi. You are up. Mimi, at the start of your round, before you take any action, I need you to roll 2d10.
Oh, Lord.
I know, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm here for it. I'm so excited. You can just tell.
Everyone gets one go.
Okay, that is a 94.
A 94. If you have the player's handbook available to yourself at home, please feel free to follow along. Okay, Mimi, you suddenly, like you ate one of the mushrooms from Alice in Wonderland, pop up one full size. You go too large as you just.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and rule here. So that's gonna bring you to large size.
Gigantic old lady.
Yeah,
sneaking
basically
around.
you almost
Yeah.
press against the ceiling. Now, if you are going to get down this hallway, you can still do it without too much trouble to get to the bottom of the ramp, but you are going to have to basically squat or crawl fast because your head's going to be bumping the ceiling otherwise.
Step
Oh,
on
so
the
many different ways.
like
So many
ants.
ways I could flavor this. You know what? I was gonna either do creepy like ring girl crawl
Excellent.
giant grandma
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
But I also kind of like video game style, like crouch and then like forward roll and stab.
Okay.
But they are skeletons. So I'm just gonna like, yeah, I'm gonna crouch forward roll as giant grandma
Okay.
and how do you stab a skeleton?
Well, from what I recall,
Hmm.
and this kind of threw me a little bit, but from what I remember,
In the eyes.
currently in present D&D, they don't have any resistances. They did away with that. In second edition D&D, they only ever took a single point of damage if you were stabbing with a piercing weapon. But in fifth edition, they actually don't have any resistances, so you can still technically stab them, and they'll take full
Okay.
damage.
I'm oh yeah, go for
I
it.
was gonna say my vision of it is that like you stick your stabbing weapon, sword, or whatever in between two of their ribs, and then go.
Into
Yeah,
it.
or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
hit like
use,
the
use
sternum of the head.
leverage to just
Yeah.
snap
Yeah.
some bits off.
You're
So my
cracking
idea is
Yeah.
crouch forward roll, grab a skeleton head, and then stab like neck to decapitate.
Okay. Easy enough. They have a big exposed neck bone. Basically, like flipping the
As a
flowers.
23 to hit.
That is
but
definitely going to hit.
I think did I get advantage because of fairy fire?
You did,
So
yes.
could
You
have
get to
rolled
reroll. You get to roll an additional one. Yeah.
In case we get a
just in
fun
case
20.
in case it's a D20. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's not, but I do get to add my sneak attack to my damage.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, advantage is super helpful for all of our rogue friends here.
Yeah. Anybody who has rogue
Yep.
gets sneak attack on these guys. No matter. That is a
Um,
absolutely obliterated skeleton. How much damage is that
Perfect.
total?
15.
15. Yeah. You shattered the
Um,
skeleton's head. It's just like clipping the tip off of a daisy. You just the head just pops right off as soon as the blade slams into the side.
And then I would like to I'm gonna stab again. So I want to take said skull and use it as leverage
Okay.
to stab.
Okay.
Oh no, I'd have to use my other hand. wouldn't I? Yeah, okay, I'll just drop I'll drop the head and then stab with my offhand to
Okay.
one of the other ones nearby.
Sounds good.
Giant grandma.
Giant grandma attack.
Okay, that
Go,
didn't
go,
hit, but I
giant
get
grandma.
advantage.
15
15?
hits. Yep.
Okay.
Roll damage.
I think that's just 2 without
2
the
points.
+3.
Okay.
It's my offhand.
That skeleton gets smacked. You see its head snap back into place as it continues to draw its rusted long blade.
Get out of my way.
If this thing was
Giant
alive, it would probably be absolutely horrified by what it was seeing right now. All right. That's going to bring us to an end of Mimi's round. It's going to take us to Flurbex's round. And Flurbex, if you would please roll me 2d10. We have 25 of these surges to get through just the first
Yep.
half.
All right, that
So they're
is 58.
58. Okay. Referring now, once again, on this first half, Wild Magic table, 58. For the next minute, any flammable object you can touch that isn't being worn or carried by another creature bursts into flame.
Nice. So it's basically is like it's funny that I've literally just cast Flaming Sphere
Yeah.
for the same reason and just reflavored it as Acid Sphere.
We could reflavor that and just say it
Just say
becomes
anything touches,
acid.
just gets covered in acid. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
You're
Well,
basically
that's
a xenomorph.
perfect then, because
Okay.
as I roll into one of them, I'm just going to run into one of them and cause some acid damage with the wild magic,
Okay.
and then I'm going to hit another one with an acid ball. They need to make a Dexterity saving throw, DC 14.
Oh, I'm sure they are not going to be able to succeed. Let's find out. Dexterity saving throw at DC 14. And I roll. That's an 8. That's a fail.
There's a failure, so they can take Snake Eyes. They take 2 points of acid damage from corroding sphere, or the acid sphere. The sphere slams into them and stops. I don't know if there's any secondary effects that we never came up with for that, like because normally a flaming sphere would also catch them on fire. Maybe it just coats them in acid, like Melf's acid arrow or something.
Yeah. I think for maybe a round, and that's like an extra D4 points of damage. Is that right?
Yeah, it's like on the start of their next turn, they'll take a little bit more acid.
Sounds good.
And then likewise, I slam into the other one.
Okay.
I guess we just treat it the same way because of the wild magic surge. So another dex save from the other guy, DC 14.
Let's see how dexterous the skeleton is. DC 14. Roll to 14. This one actually kind of swerves out of the way.
He makes it then, which means 1 second, half as much on a success. So yeah, they do take it half as much on a success. Almost Snake Eyes again. There was a 1 and a 2, halved.
Okay, so that one gets.
So I did minimum damage both times. Right?
Both times. Little hissing sounds as the skeleton's bones get burned.
Flibex was rolling in, and it was like dead on, and it was like, this is gonna be great. And then all of a sudden, the place starts to light up, and somebody gets smashed with magic missile, and somebody else gets decapitated, and Flibex is like, how did you beat me here? I was rolling down a ramp. It's just all confused, and so he misses his target almost.
Yeah,
that's my turn.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, they attack as one swarm. These glowing skeletons shuffle forward suddenly as they all go in the same moment. And just, you can all hear the clattering sounds of their bones against their armor as they shuffle forward. None of them, the only sounds they're making are the strange, bizarre popping noises of their rotting joints that are still moving against all logic. They shuffle forward, swinging rusted blades, rusted hand axes, sometimes just broken clubs that look like they've rotted away. Each of you are attacked, just pummeled by these guys as they're coming at you. I'm attacking as a swarm with each of them. And those of you, I actually rolled to attack the group. In this case, everyone is going to take 8 points of damage this turn as the swarm just kind of overwhelms the group and starts cutting, slashing, bashing, cutting into everybody as all the skeletons just kind of are all around you now, each of them using their movement to just swarm in on you guys. One of them is clearly damaged, and you can see the hissing from some of the acid that's burning on their bones. That's going to take us to Noctis's turn. And Noctis, at the top of your turn, if you would please, roll me 2d10.
Eric, quick question.
Yeah.
Not to rules against our favor. Do I need to roll a con save for concentration?
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, because you did take damage.
And I don't know what I'm trying to hit, but here it is.
Okay.
It's 10. It's a DC of 10 or half the damage you took, whichever's higher.
Oh, nuts.
So DC 10.
13.
Lucky 13. Okay, so it looks like
at the end of their turn, Eric, they take 6 more points of acid damage, and then the acid will be off of them.
Okay, cool. At the end of their turn, those two take 6 more points.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. 6 more points. Ooh, that's actually going to mess up one of them pretty good. One of them looks like their bones are starting to liquefy and they're losing cohesiveness. That one looks like it's about to fall apart. And then at the top of Mimi's turn, Noctis, I'm gonna let you go first. So go ahead and take your turn. What would you like to do?
I'll do sneak attack because I still have advantage, right?
Yes, you do. But oh wait, did your fairy fire? You rolled a 9 on your fairy fire.
I rolled just as short. I rolled the 9.
Oh, okay, so then the fairy fire vanishes.
But Noctis should still have advantage because depending on which target she's going after, it's next to us.
Oh,
Right.
that's right. That's right. You are
Being-
flanked. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flanking
Oh, okay.
gives you advantage.
I'll let that
if you-
because you're within 5 feet. Yeah, you can still get advantage, but the fairy
I'll
fire
go-
does wear off for everybody. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go for the one who's like close to death.
Okay, that one's easy to spot. The bones look like they're literally starting to drip.
Okay. And then let's see, I'm dual wielding those daggers that I got from the
Yeah, the plus ones.
yeah, the plus ones.
Mhm.
So would I add the +1 to my damage or to the
Damage and attack.
oh
yeah.
both?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you how to put that into the character sheet, so you don't have to mentally track it. But yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
All right. So would it be like one is the offhand attack?
Yeah, it'll still get the +1 though. The magic will still take effect. So,
Okay.
so attack with attack is normal the first time around, and we'll just calculate the +1. So that's actually a +6. Oh no. So that's gonna miss, but the offhand attack might actually hit. So roll another one. Oh wait,
You
you
do
still
have
get advantage
advantage.
though. You still get advantage.
Ooh.
So
yeah.
10. Okay,
Should
so
I do
yeah, your first attack will miss, but your offhand attack, roll that with advantage.
Okay.
And yeah, there you go. Nat 20.
Oh.
Okay.
Always roll your advantage, people.
You can roll damage if you want, but this thing doesn't have enough hit points to survive whatever the punishment is going to be.
Roll
On that nat 20, as you crit it, the dagger you slam into it literally just bursts through this skeleton's head. Instead of popping like bones, it folds in like it's old rubber and just flops to the side, and the skeleton crumples to the ground as the
Yeah.
acid has completely devoured most of it. So it just kind of crumbles to the ground as you kill one of them outright.
This is kind of like I love killing things.
Noctis says in a very eerie way. That's actually going to bring us to the end of the first combat round. So we're going to cycle back up towards the top. And Silvio, if you would please. Oh, wait. We have a wild magic surge. I didn't
I was
finish.
about to say.
That's right. That's right. So Noctis, do me a favor. And 1 second. Okay, do me a favor and make a wisdom save, please.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh.
11.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no.
Your whole world is rocked suddenly as everyone around you, all the images, the people, the skeletons, you suddenly blink and you can't remember why you're down here or who these people behind you are and what that blobby thing is or what these skeletons are. And you basically just cast confusion on yourself as the wild magic settles in. You spell assaults and twist the creature's mind, spawning delusions and provoking uncontrolled action. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered at a point with you choose within range must make a wisdom saving throw. Oh, it's a 10-foot sphere centered on yourself. So who is standing around? Oh no! Who is standing around Noctis? That's going to be everyone.
All of us, right?
Who was flanking the one that Noctis just attacked? 'Cause-
I think I definitely was.
Yeah, that was Mimi. I think pretty much everyone is within 10 feet of Noctis.
all of the skeletons as well. Nice.
Are the skeletons? Can they? Let me read it. They might actually be affected.
Yeah, they're
by
not immune. They're not immune.
No, they are not immune. They also have to. Oh my god! So there's going to be 4 skeletons that also have to make saving throws on their wisdom saves. They fail. So I need you all to make wisdom saving throws as the wild magic, thanks to our wonderful audience, surges into effect. With a nat 20, you don't know what everyone else is doing, but all of a sudden, Silvio, Lorbex, Grimble, who rolled a nat 1. Grimble rolled a
Confusing.
nat 1 to the entire party except Mimi, and about 4 of the skeletons suddenly are subjected to a confusion spell. So at the top of the round,
Who am I? Why am I here?
you start asking yourself the big questions that, say, a sperm whale might ask as they were falling out of the sky. Roll me a d10 if you would, please, Jason.
Douglas Adams, love it.
Mm.
A D10?
42, baby. Yep. D10.
1.
1. The creature uses all of its movement to move in a random direction. To determine the direction, roll a d8 and assign a direction to the die. So you're going to start as north and go from there. What'd you roll?
4.
4. Okay, so west, you start moving towards one of the doorways. And as you do so, one of the skeletons that is not subject to the confusion spell is going to get an attack of opportunity on you because you move right out of his range.
All right.
And the skeleton almost seems to go, what the hell? Oh, all right. If he wants to die, I guess. Your AC is... Oh, yeah. You get plinked for 7 points of damage as the skeleton slams a sword into you as you just start wandering away.
7.
All right.
All right.
7 points of damage. Okay. That's your action for the turn, sadly.
Do I get a...
So yeah, Silvio, go ahead. Oh, wait. Hold on. Why did I have you roll? Because we had Grimble. Oh, because it was Grimble's. Wait, no. Go ahead and take your turn, Silvio. Sorry about that. Go ahead and take your turn. What are you going to do?
Okay, so I failed my confusion.
So you need to roll a d8.
Okay, and then I
Sorry
also...
about
Let me know if I need to roll a D100 also, but
Okay, cool.
I'll start with the 8. Where is it in this guy?
Start with the d8.
Boop.
A
North.
1? You exactly the same thing. Okay, so roll a d8 again, if you would, please. Oh, wait, no. I'm so sorry. I'm so confused. Re-roll that. You should have rolled a d10. Yes. I'm so confused.
How appropriate.
Confusion spell clearly affected more than just the players. So go ahead and make that d10 check. Okay, so you rolled a 3. Okay, that is different. Okay, so instead of wandering away, you don't move or take actions this turn.
Okay,
So
I will.
at the start of your turn, you just kind of... What is going on? At the end of each of its turns, though, you do get to make a saving throw. So go ahead and make a wisdom save. Oh, God.
Oh no.
What if you guys don't? Okay, you are confused still.
I want to play this out as if I'm going, wait, hold on. Am I wearing the right outfit for whatever this is?
Okay. All right. Jason, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw because we just did your turn.
Oh, fun.
Kind of
Okay.
By default. Make your wisdom save.
Are you kidding me?
Did you just roll a nat 1 again?
That's another nat 1.
How do you do that? Amazing. How do you do that? Okay.
I thought they fixed that on D&D Beyond. Wasn't there like a weird algorithm where like a lot of times whatever you rolled would then roll again?
I
Like
hadn't heard
way
that.
D&D
back.
Beyond have karmic dice, are you asking?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's for charity, Jason.
It is. It's for charity.
Charity, Jason.
It is for charity.
Yeah, Mimi, it starts to occur to you something very bad has happened to your party. What would you like to do? It is now your turn. You are the only one of the party right now that is not affected by the confusion spell. Half of the skeletons remaining are, though.
Oh boy. I want to snap my entire party out of it. Is there a way that I can do that? I don't think mechanically I could do that, but I feel like
The only way I can think of...
intimidate them out of it?
No, the only way to do it really is yeah, like a calm emotions. There's also dispel magic would be the next thing to suggest.
have spells.
Yeah, you guys are only level 4, so dispel's really not on the...
Can I smack them about if I
literally
slap
not,
someone? Will it?
literally the
That
only
won't
thing...
help either.
Yeah, the magic has to come to an end, or they have to make their saving throw. Because right now they're all just kind of uncertain about their
Would
choices in life.
Mimi know that though?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
The extra funny thing is that because it's just a wild magic thing, nobody's concentrating on this either, so you can't even break the
Yeah,
concentration
you
of the
can't even
person who
break the
cast it.
concentration. It's pure wild magic.
Hey,
brought
with a
on by our
-1,
audience.
I still got an 18.
Then yes, you've seen the effects of a confusion spell before. You don't know how the hell anybody in your party has cast it. Nobody is that your knowledge has access to that spell, and yet here we are.
All right.
You can
Well,
also giving it away is the fact that the skeletons themselves seem to be like questioning as to whether or not what they're supposed to kill at the moment.
Giant Grandma knows this. Knows that that I can't do anything for my team. So I'm just gonna keep stabbing the skeletons.
Okay, go ahead and make
Yeah.
your attack.
All right. Or were they still at advantage?
No, the fairy fire
there's no one
has worn off.
flanking?
Yeah. Well, no, technically,
Because they're confused. So
yeah. I would,
I don't know.
honestly, I would say yes, you would have advantage because at this point, many of them are just kind of lumbering along and uncertain.
Ooh,
Yes, that'll hit.
23.
That will hit.
Got
Damage.
full damage there.
7.
Sneak
Nice.
attack on top. So one of the skeletons takes 15.
That destroys another one. Shatters into bones and armor. Collapses to the ground.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna offhand another one.
Okay. See it.
Another one. It's another
Dang.
21.
Mimi breaking out the dice. Okay, so 21 hits.
And that's 4 points of damage on that one.
4 more points of damage on that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do your best to try to compensate for the fact that your party seems to be wandering around confused, and Mimi, you just start going to work on these guys, smashing like you've got to get them dead quickly so that your party can get it past this. That is going to be
Snap out of it.
the end of your turn. At the end of your turn, Mimi, if you would please roll me 2d10.
Oh, no. It's for charity. It's for charity.
It's for charity.
30.
30. All right. For funsies, we are going to, for this roll, for funsies, we are going to jump to the new expanded wild magic table.
Oh no.
30. Okay. I'm going to roll.
I turn into a pot plant.
No, that's 42.
Okay. One
Sorry,
sec.
41. Sperm
What?
is 42.
Okay, Mimi. In a sudden blink of an eye, you and Silvio teleport and switch places. So you are now standing where Silvio was standing, and Silvio is standing where you were standing. And it happens just like that in a quick blue flash. The two of you have swapped places. Probably
I definitely
further adding
it's
to
like
confusion.
it's like 10 feet. So I think I just go, I was standing over there, wasn't there? Not under the confusion spell, just an old woman.
I am going to, for flavor though, I am going to have one of these skeletons make a dex save because all of a sudden a large grandmother suddenly appeared in a space that was occupied by an average-sized dragonborn, and
I love that
and
sentence.
fails utterly. And I'm going to rule that that skeleton is knocked prone as all of a sudden large granny appears and just elbows him over from the teleportation, smacking the
Large
skeleton
granny.
down. All right, that's going to take us to Flurbix. And Flurbix, go ahead and
Roll that
me-
d10 to
yeah,
see what I'm doing for
roll that
confusion.
d10 and see what you're doing for the round.
For confusion,
This is
I
the
got
most
a
brutal
9.
wild magic surge. How would you roll?
I got a 9. So
The
I can
creature can move and act normally.
Flebex is like, I don't know what's happening, but this seems dangerous. So he's just going to keep moving into the spaces of the nearest skeletons. How many skeletons have we got now?
The remaining skeletons that you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left.
5 left. All right. Well, the closest one, if it is damaged, I'll go for that one. I'm just going to use my wild magic touch, and he gets covered in acid if he fails a dex save. So
Okay.
dex save DC 14 against
DC 14.
6 damage.
He is going to fail. 6 damage, you say?
6 damage. Yeah.
6 damage. Okay. Acid begins to do the similar effect and turn his bones into this rubbery-like substance.
If there is then anybody around that because I failed my concentration on the acid ball, so that's disappeared just into a pool of acid. If there is anywhere that I can throw an ice knife that would explode and hit several skeletons, I'll do that.
Yeah, I mean they are clustered around each other, so it's easy enough to just aim past and then.
I'll aim where I can get the most people with ice knife and make an attack roll.
Okay.
That is going to be a 25 to hit.
Ooh, what's that's a dex save, right?
The first is just a 25 to hit their armor class. So the first guy, the one that I aimed it at in the middle, takes 6 points of piercing damage as these sort of shard hits him. And then everybody around him has to do dex save against taking extra cold damage.
Dex save 14, is that right?
Dex save 14.
Ooh, missed it by 1.
All right, so they're all going to take 9 points of cold damage as well.
Okay, that is going to destroy the one you damaged, destroy the one that had been damaged. Wow, and a brutal attack.
Yeah, he just kind of some of the back part of Flurbeck starts to boil as he's like regulating the temperature, pulling it all away from the stuff at the front, which starts to freeze.
Okay,
and then he just fires it off and it explodes.
Ice breaks through a bunch of the skeletons. Rime and frost forms over the ones that are still standing. You can see the cold breaks them down and starts causing them to crumble. There's only 3 left standing after that explosion.
Hey, everybody! What are you doing? Why are you moving over there? Why are you teleporting?
Now I have to roll.
Still confused. Let's see if he breaks out of it at the end of his turn. 13. I think the DC was 14.
The DC is 14.
Yeah, so Flurbex is still confused.
Okay. Skeletons are now going to make wisdom
save. Any wild magic on Flurbex's turn or not?
Not. Oh yes, actually, you are due for one.
I'm due for a wild magic. Let's go. D100. Let's go, baby. 90.
19?
90. 90.
Oh, 90. Okay, you developed an extreme case of paranoia, and for the next 1d10 hours, you have the unshakable feeling that someone is watching you. Sometimes it feels like, and so that is
one of the that's trying to kill us.
I got an 8. So for the next 8 hours, Flurbex has got an unshakable feeling that he's being watched.
Okay, Flurbex, I'll leave you to roleplay that gem for you as you succumb to extreme feelings of paranoia. That's going to bring it into your turn. It's going to be the skeleton's turn. I'm going to make quick rolls for them to find out what their status is. This is a D8 roll. And oh no. Okay, randomly. All right, hold on one sec. Completely by random. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Sure. Excellent. I may have been rolling on the. I'm rolling whatever character sheet was up in front of me. So that's the dice that I'm rolling here. You guys are seeing some rolls. Okay. I'm gonna re-roll. Hold on. I'm gonna do a quick re-roll here so that I can do this with the. Okay. One sec. And all right. Now I have to make a couple of attack rolls for the skeletons.
Oh boy.
This is just pure chaos. This is just absolute chaos. Okay. Okay. The skeletons promptly turn and start striking each other with their blades and clubs. You just watch them all as they begin to literally stab and beat each other down. Each of them doing their damage to each other. There's only 3 left, each of them with only 4 hit points. There is one standing now at the end of their combat round as they start to destroy one another. That's going to bring us to Noctis's turn.
So I am still confused.
Yeah. So roll a d8. Let's find out what you do. And we'll see how this unfolds, and then we'll take a break.
D10.
D10.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bloody hell. D10.
Okay. 6.
Okay. So you just stare off into space. You find yourself just kind of like, where did the fairy fire go? There was a spell, right? You just find yourself kind of just gazing off for a second, pulling an Eric and forgetting what you were doing. And that's actually going to be your entire turn. As in the background, as you're kind of gazing off and kind of, oh, it's kind of like a nice cave. Behind you in slow motion is a large grandmother who is just smashing skeletons while the skeletons break weapons against each other. And a auto gnome made of metal with a big feathered beard that is jumping around and casting magic missile, during which there's also a blobby creature made of acid and a dragonborn who is just teleported. And that is where we're going to pause for this round. We're going to be back in 10 minutes as we take a quick break. Jason, do you want to do this now, or would you like to do this when we come back from break?
I'll play us out.
Okay, play us out, Jason.
Lay us out.
This is quick backstory. Do you want to give it, or shall I? What would you like?
I'd love for you to give it. I give it a lot when people request it.
Jason, of course, ran our previous campaign here on GaryCon Live called the Gax Pack, and Jason was very fond of giving us musical numbers, made the game incredibly unique. So we would come across gnomes, we'd come across ogres, goblins, and all of them would be singing songs. We came across a magical item that was a bit of a puzzle. And when we activated the puzzle to find out what this magical item is, this is what played. It was a little bitty wooden square. Or was the boat?
I was tuning.
Yeah.
No, it was a boat. So, and another, what I will add to that is this: I was running everyone through S4, the Caverns of Sajkanth, which was written by Gary Gygax, and you come across a boat that can shrink to 1/10 of its size, and then expand back to a regular size boat if you know the magic word. And so what I decided to do in this particular episode, when they encountered the boat, I decided to make the boat sing. There's a little button on the boat. They pushed the button, and then the boat gave them. So this part wasn't written by Gary Gygax, but hopefully he would approve of.
Would have approved.
But this added to the riddle. Hi, I'm a boat. I got some crazy powers that you're gonna have to figure out. I'm a magic boat. I can take you anywhere you wanna go on water. I can comfortably seat 5 and shrink to 1/10 of the size. But you gotta know the magic word, and it's pretty hard to guess, or so I've heard. I'm a magic boat. You can order me to sail if you know how to do it. Yeah, I'm a boat. Come on, say the magic word. You know there's nothing to it. I could be your boat.
Hey! And the boat's name was Shrimpkin, by the way. The best part. All right, that'll take us out for now. We'll be back in 10 minutes, y'all, for some more absolute chaos. Thank you so much. Before we go, just real quick, currently we are at $3,333.69. We'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from the novels, adventures, and multiple live streams all into a single grand adventure. It is a deeply strategic game, and now Chris Dupuy is going to tell you how to play it.
Familiars are auto-clickers. They will help you progress when you're not in the game or not actively playing the game. Familiars will click and damage enemies for you. They'll level up your champions. They'll trigger your ultimates, help you collect gold quicker. And they can even help you click distractions. They're basically meant to give you more time to learn about the game and just play around with stuff. They basically give you some freedom without worrying about the enemies getting up to you, because the familiar's got it. So the wall of idle champions is when your formation, however you set it up and however you've optimized it, can't progress any further. The enemy's health is going to increase exponentially, and your champion's damage is at some point, no matter what, no matter how good you are, no matter how leveled up your champions are, at some point, the enemy's health is going to outpace your champion's damage. And at that point, you've hit your wall. So when you hit your wall, if you're close to your goal, there's a bunch of items that you can use. There's potions and stuff that can help you push just a little bit further. But normally, that means that the adventure is done for right now. So what you can do is you can reset the adventure, and all the gold that you've collected will be transferred into Divine Favor. Divine Favor then increases the rate at which you collect gold on the next adventure. So even if you weren't able to reach your goal during one adventure, resetting it will allow you to get further each time. And so resetting is one of the core elements of the game, in that it allows you to basically like bank all that progress you've made, put it into Divine Favor, and push further every time. So when you restart, all of your equipment, all of the characters that you have, that all stays, but everyone restarts at level 1, and you gain gold quicker, so you're going to be able to level them up quicker and progress further on your next adventure. And then that just keeps spilling into the next adventure to the next adventure. Every month we have a limited time event in the game. It lasts about 12 days, and that's your opportunity to collect and gear up event champions through play. So we're in year 3 of events, so we have 3 different champions, the year 1, the year 2, and the year 3 champion. The year 3 champion being the newest one. When you enter into an event and you play in an adventure during an event, you can not only unlock the champion, you can collect chests for them so that you can gear them up during the event for free. Events are your best way to level up and gear up champions, but if you miss the event, if you join the game now and you missed all the past champions, time gates are your way to collect and gear up those champions through play. So every 3 weeks, whenever there's not a limited time event going, the natural time gate will open. You'll be able to open up the time gates and choose from a selection of champions, and you'll be able to run through their event story and collect up to 2 gold chests for them. And you can do that as often as you have the time gate pieces for it. So if you've been playing for a while and you got a bunch of time gate pieces banked, you can open up a time gate and just gear up any event champions you have access to. The weekends in Idle Champions give you a different play experience. Every Friday at noon and through Monday at noon, we buff 5 different champions. And so if those champions are part of your normal formation, your formation is going to be powered up for the weekend. So it'll allow you to push a little bit further and maybe hit that goal that you've been unable to get to. So pay attention to the newsletters, because it will list the champions that are available. And during the weekend, if you add them to your formation, you'll gain the buffs from those champions. And then if you want to gear them up, we have chests with gear just for those 5 champions. Patrons are really high-level characters in the Forgotten Realms that will allow you to replay variants, but the wrinkle is they add a new level of challenge to those variants in that they only work with certain champions. So Vajra Safar, the Blackstaff, will only work with champions with a high constitution score, for example. But it'll allow you to go through and replay variants to collect patron currency and patron influence, which you can then use to buy unique items, including feats, and also power up your champions in both the patron variants and also in every adventure that you run. Feats are champion-specific buffs that give you a level of customization for your characters. You can unlock feats by opening up gold chests, you can get them through weekend promos, you can purchase feats with gems, and they allow you to customize the character based on how you want to play them. So if this character is going to be a tank, you can increase their overwhelm level. If they're working for support in the formation, you can increase the global DPS. So you can really customize the character the way you want to play with them. So we give away codes through a variety of methods, like through the live stream, through our partner streams, or through our weekly newsletter. Once you have a code, go into the in-game store and click on Unlock a Locked Chest, and that'll bring you up to the cryptex where you can put in the code and it'll unlock whatever the code unlocks. So we have a really great community on Discord. Our Discord is at discord.gg/idlechampions. We've got channels for spoilers, we've got channels for fan art, channels for discussions about the game, and the community members are just so gracious and accommodating with new players, and they really help players get a grasp on the game and learn how to gain a level of mastery.
Hello, I'm Benwin Bronzebottom, celebrity dwarf and video game enthusiast, and this is my sidekick, Crowy.
Hello.
Quiet, you. I'm here to tell everyone about Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. It's a Dungeons & Dragons-based strategy game from Codename Entertainment.
It's a management game with an emphasis on formation strategy, where you assemble parties of legendary heroes and send them on adventures through the Forgotten Realms.
Heroes? Crowy, don't you mean champions?
Players unlock legendary champions of the Forgotten Realms, like Dritz Duerden and the Companions of the Hall, Farida and Havilar from the Brimstone Angels saga, and many more. Assemble the best adventuring party possible based on your formation options, champion abilities, and the obstacles and enemies you face.
Or just smash your mouse button repeatedly like I do and hope for the best.
Each champion has an incredible array of skills and items to let you customize your style and play even further.
Farther. Farther means more distant, further is figurative.
Well, I meant more distant, but figuratively.
That's forther.
Well, customize your style even further, because Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is available on all your favorite gaming platforms. Steam for PC and Mac, web, Epic Game Store, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, iOS tablets, and Android devices.
Well, let me know when it comes to the BlackBerry. I'm not giving up that phone. It's the only keyboard I can use.
I hear it's coming to the smart fridge next spring.
Welcome back to the chaos that has been visited upon us by my silly goals and the absolute destructive kindness of the community. Before we get back into the game, I've got some quick shout outs. Real quick, I want to shout out the big dragon slayer of the goal today, Wabajack Wagon. Holy hell. Thank you so very much for your incredible generosity and helping us fund Doctors Without Borders and donating that money. That's incredible. Also, a big shout out, obviously, to Lemon Twist, Ian Benson. Thank you so much. Imp in My Head with a great name on Twitch. Thank you so much for your big donation. A fan favorite, Rogan27. Thank you so much for your generous donation. Savage Baron, Aaron, thank you so much for 79. That is deeply appreciated. Anita Fisher, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys have made a huge difference. Anonymous masked gifter, whoever you are, thank you for swooping in on the rope and just dropping in $1,000 into the donation. Thank you so much. Right now, if you're just joining us, I see we've just got rated. We have raised $3,333 and 69 cents for Doctors Without Borders.
Nice.
So thank you so much for everybody. Of course, this has sent the entire game session into a spiral of chaos and magic as the wild magic surges. Right now, I'm keeping track of them as best I can, but I believe at the moment we have everyone's had 2 wild magic surges each at this point. So we are currently in the midst of combat, though it does seem to be winding down as there is only 1 skeleton left. And we are picking up on Noctis's turn. Noctis, you kind of stared off into the ceiling. Oh, so that's actually the end of the round. So we're back up at the top of the round. Oh, Noctis, go ahead and make me a wisdom save real quick. Let's see if you snap out of it. You do! You snap out of it. You're like, why am I, what? Just like blinking it away. All of a sudden the magic just is pulled from your body and what the hell was I doing? Yeah, you look around, getting your senses back. Okay, Silvio, the start of your turn, while under the effects of a confusion spell, I'm going to need you to roll a d10. I feel like Rowan Atkinson trying to get the names right as the priest in For Weddings and a Funeral. It's a bit of a deep cut there, but all right.
That is an old reference.
Wow,
Old
yeah,
reference.
man.
I'm just
Deep
a huge
cut
Rowan
indeed.
Atkinson fan, you guys. I'm a big Rowan Atkinson fan. Okay, so 3. Okay, again, this turn you just kind of stare off into space, much like Noctis was doing the last time. There's just so much wonderment in life, Silvio. You haven't actually.
Also, I'm in a new position. I have a new outlook based on the swap of positioning.
And think, isn't that just like life though? Because 1 minute you're one place, the next minute you don't know. Peaks and valleys everywhere. I mean, who are these skeletons too? Like, what were their life experiences? This is what's going through your head as all madness and violence is breaking out around you. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn as you debate the meaning of the universe. You snap out of it. What the hell were you thinking? You're in the midst of deadly combat. There's acid-drenched skeletons. Some of them are on fire, and some of them are still dimming from the glow of fairy fire. And you've teleported. You snap out of it. And that's going to take us to Grimble's turn. Grimble, go ahead and roll me a d10.
Yes. 2.
2. You remember what it was like that one birthday where your mother got you that strange clockwork dog because she kept thinking that would be something you would enjoy. You're not sure what made you think of that just now. You do remember breaking. You're pretty sure you broke it. Anyway, that's the end of your turn. So go ahead and, if you could please, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
All right, hold on. All right, a little bit better. 14.
Snap out of it. Wait a minute.
What? What happened? Where am I? Why am I?
Mimi, it is now your turn. You, of course, have snapped out of it. There is one skeleton left.
I'm gonna stab it.
Okay. End this encounter.
Still at advantage because of flanking.
Mm-hmm.
See what I can do. 22.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and
It's
roll
only
damage.
got like 4 points of damage, so
Yeah, I don't even know how this thing could possibly. Yeah, even on your
Destroyed.
lowest roll, you destroy it.
I don't even need to roll the sneak attack
Yeah.
damage.
The last skeleton easily crumbles underneath the impact of your large hand smashing into its upper body. It doesn't even matter at this point, really, as the size of the weapon you're using is basically a longsword at this point, considering your size growth with your items. The skeleton shatters, and as it clatters to the ground, you find yourself confronted with, I believe it's just Flurbex right now. Flurbex, go ahead and roll me a d10.
Hello. D10 for Flurbex. What's he got? Here we go. We're going to get a 2.
2.
Blah, 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 blah.
Flurbex, what is life, really, when you think about it? And when you break it all
Beats me.
down, it
Flurbex
kind of
has never
begs
understood
the
that.
question, like, where do plasmoids come from? Do we actually have a creation myth? And then, as combat wraps, I'm just going to say you snap out of it. As the magic begins to fade away, as the magic pulses away, and as you kind of come to, and the acid ball that is standing next to you is just bubbling there. You see all these destroyed skeletons, some of them melted, others shattered. A very large Mimi to your right, and everyone's starting to just come to.
Did we get the fingers?
I don't believe that these are the cultists, my dear.
But we killed them.
You can have their fingers if you would like their
Okay.
fingers.
I'm gonna try and absorb a bunch of finger bones.
I mean, the good news is
Phalanges.
the good news is, Flurbex, because of your acid sphere, most of them have already been kind of pre-chewed for you. So
Nice.
as you kind of like put them up in your body, yeah. This is like eating candy. It'll be a quick little meal.
I'm the guy that at like a Thanksgiving dinner or something that's just like sucking on a turkey bone for a while. It's
Oh,
just
God.
like kind of grossing everybody else out.
Yeah,
Just...
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip us. I'm gonna get even more chaotic. I'm gonna randomly roll to see which wild magic table we rolled on. Evens, it's classic.
gosh.
Odd, it's the new one. Okay, it's odd, it's the new one. So I need, as the chaos finally dies down and you guys are catching your breath, you see these 3 archways. There's 3, one in front, and then one to the east and one to the west. Both of these archways look like they are carved into a crude rock face. Now, there's no light down here, but there is places where it looks like torches once burned and have long since extinguished. They're covered in thick balls of cobweb that have themselves long since rotted away. The strange things about these archways is they look like they've been carved right out of the rock, and they seem to suggest that in each archway is a door. There is no door visible. However, I will have everyone make me a perception check really quick. If you have dark vision, you're not at disadvantage for this. If you don't have dark vision, you can't see anything at all at this point, which I guess we should have gone into when combat broke out. So let's just assume here.
Well, I did fairy fire people for a bit.
That's true. So everyone was kind of lit up. I think everyone has dark vision.
I don't think I do, actually.
Oh, you're Dragonborn. You don't. No, you
Dragonborns
can't
don't.
see a damn thing. So we'll say,
I mean, if I were like a red Dragonborn, I could just
Yeah.
fire once
burp
and be
and
like,
you'd be
"Do I?"
okay. Yeah, you are in total darkness now. We'll say the magic lights from combat, everything is finally dimmed down, and it's total darkness down here. Okay, so everybody who rolled 15 or higher, so it's literally just Flurbex who doesn't really notice it yet, because Flurbex makes sense. Flurbex is eating right now. You all do notice that it looks like there's some kind of inscription written on the back wall.
An inscription
Well, what's happening? Where's an inscription?
on the back wall.
Excellent.
Do we know what language it is?
I don't know what language that is. Does anyone else?
If
I get a
someone-
closer look. What language is it?
Yeah, I would say just for grins, go ahead and make me. You can pretty much make any kind of Arcana, History, or Religion check, whichever one of those works best for you.
You got an 11.
An 11.
Are lamps comestible, consumable?
Consumable, yes. So I kind of use this is something that I like to use in D&D. It's because one of my all-time favorite fantasy RPGs is Forbidden Lands, and what they do with consumable items is they actually kind of leave it up to dice sizes. So what I would say is if you have like an oil lamp,
I love that. Yeah.
yeah. So what we'll say is like if you have an oil lamp, we can set it at like a D8. And the way it works is every time you use it, you roll a D8. If you roll a 1 or a 2, the dice size will shrink down to a D6. If you
Yeah,
roll
I
a
love
1 or
this
2
way
on the
of doing stuff.
D6, the die you're out of fuel.
I've considered doing that for arrows as well, because tracking arrows
Yes.
is kind of boring for a lot of people, but it's
Mhm.
like it's a little bit fun to be like, have you got enough arrows still? And roll and see if
Yes.
you do.
I agree. It's a lot of fun doing it that way. It takes the cumbersome off the keeping track of everything. So if you want to light a lamp, I would say just go ahead and roll me a D8.
Alrighty.
And
AD&D rules. You mark down every arrow.
every single arrow,
mark
because the
down
DM
every
will be like,
iron
"Did you
ration."
remember to buy enough arrows?" Okay,
And
yeah,
all spell components.
every spell component. I sometimes get a little lax about that, and sometimes,
Don't we all?
yeah. Yeah, you light up, the
Rob,
room begins to
no.
glow a little bit. It takes a second for your dark vision to adjust, but Mimi, you can see through the shadows of the inscriptions. There's lots of cobweb and dust, but moving over to it, as you do, it looks like it is written in Netherese. So for you, Mimi, you actually, as you squint in, if anybody else has
Now that I
Netherese,
can see it, can I go ahead and make a roll?
go ahead and make a roll. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Does anybody here speak Draconic?
Yes.
Okay. Then it looks like it is a variation of Draconic. And it's easy for you to sort of put together what it says.
Is that keeping in mind that I rolled a nat 1 on my history?
Well, you just don't know what Netherese is.
Okay.
Which makes sense. But anybody who has the base language of Draconic can see, much like how goblins and orcs share some fundamentals of their language, you can actually, like Latin and Spanish, you can actually kind of like, oh, I get it. It's not quite that separated. But in this case, you're actually able to construct what it says. It reads, "No one answers if you question me. I'll question you instead. But if you shout, I'll answer thee to say what thou hast said."
An echo.
A door appears right when she says that. You see the seams begin to split across the stone and form what looks like a metal door. As the stone itself bleeds away, the illusion giving way, and there is an ancient looking metal doorway that you see right in front of you. Looks like it has a rotten wooden handle, but it does look like it has been used frequently, because as the illusion bleeds away, you can actually see some scraping marks that are also were hidden by magic become visible at the bottom of the floor.
Great job, Noctis. That was fast.
Yeah, it's rather impressive.
Okay, we're opening the
Good
door.
job, Jerry.
We're doing this, right?
Yes. Should we check for traps?
If
Do
you'd
you
like
want me to go ahead and see if there's anything dangerous first?
Sure. That'd be very kind.
Okay. I'm gonna slop down the now open doorway, alleyway, whatever it is, corridor, stairs, whatever's on the other side.
So you're going back the opposite direction?
No, I'm going down whatever just opened. The
The
doorway.
door isn't open. The door's still closed, but it is available
Oh,
to you.
right.
Like it just appears.
I mean, if it has even an inch gap anywhere around it, I can get through it. So,
okay.
so I'll squeeze if I have to.
I think you would be able to get underneath it, but it is barely an inch.
Is
Like,
anybody? Can you open it, or do you want me to squeeze? I'll see if
We
anybody
could
can
open it. I
first.
just wanted to see if opening it would be dangerous.
Oh, I'll see. I'll check. I'll drop all of my stuff and go naked underneath the door, just real squeezing.
Yeah, it's the tightest squeeze you've had so far, Flurbex, and your body is kind of like piling up on one side as it's thinning out underneath, and you watch Florbex is really pulling like a bad CGI, kind of like slipping underneath this thing. And finally, you just watch the last of the bubbling fluidic plasmoid just going underneath the door. Florbex, on the other side of the door, it is no longer this crude looking carving like cave way. Instead, you find yourself confronted with what looks like a dark, dusty hallway of what was probably at one point in its existence polished marble that lines the floor. The walls themselves look smooth and also perhaps made of marble, but not quite as polished. And the ceiling itself, it resembles very much a crypt or a tomb to you, is what it looks like. Has that sort of dim atmosphere where you can see some crumbled statues, and it looks like it descends deeper down. But everything in here has a strange sort of ritualistic look to it, like you've entered into a place of reverence.
Where Flurbex usually gets his like most aged foods from. Crypts and tombs.
You're like, it's a winery.
Turning around and looking at the reverse of the door. Any signs of any traps or anything that's wired up to explode if it opens, anything like that?
Make me a perception check. You do get dark vision, if I remember correctly.
I do have dark vision, yes.
Which kind of makes sense.
For Christ's sake. Today's just one of those days. Like I've rolled several perception checks and wisdom saves and things, all of which are like a +6, but it doesn't matter if you're rolling nat ones.
Nope, not so much. And in which case, 1 second here.
It's for charity, Rob.
It's for charity.
Just keep saying it to yourself over and over. Charity. Okay, 1 moment here. Oh, the humanity.
Oh, the huge manatee.
Okay. I'm gonna. All right. Noctis, do me a favor and roll me 2d10.
Oh, God.
$97.
97.
And this is on the original table. Okay. All of the sudden, for whatever reason, around Noctis, a faint, beautiful, ethereal music begins to play.
Oh,
Almost like she has been given her own soundtrack. And
it sounds like Jason, if you would.
It is unfortunately going to make it very difficult to stealth, as it's just kind of hovering around you for whatever.
So it's just following Noctis?
Yes, Noctis, everywhere you go.
Eric, can I make? We can all hear this, or can Noctis just hear this?
No, everyone hears it.
Can I do something that is not meant to have any mechanical usefulness, but
sure.
I do want to use my other item that I've not yet busted out.
Okay.
Which is a scribe's pen.
Okay.
Which, as I understand it, is it has some magical effects, but the average effect is basically just Sharpie, but in D&D because it can write on anything.
Sure.
And I just use it to transcribe the music I hear onto a piece of paper.
The bearded rock star who is in the neighboring reality and does not realize that the strumming he's doing on his guitar is carrying over into an alternate reality dimension will be unable to hold you legally or liable in any sort of way in any under copyright laws, international or otherwise, as he's unaware that you are actually scribing his music. So while this is taking place,
you hear Flurbex from the other side of the door go, I think it is trapped. I seem to have made some music or something.
Which is funny because Flurbex with a 1, you don't see anything to indicate the door is the door looks perfectly safe.
Yeah, I think it's not going to hurt. It just makes music when you open the door.
Noctis is just like, no, Flurbex, it's just me.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like a crypt in here, and I describe what I'm looking at.
Okay. Gives you
I will open the door. Am I still giant?
Yes, you are still large.
Yeah, cool. And Big Grandma's gonna open the door.
Okay, big grandma, you reach over,
Big mom.
grab the handle, and you pull the door. If you would please make me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure. Yeah, that was.
It's for charity, AJ.
That's an 8.
That is an 8. What?
So
I
many
knew
bad
this would
rolls
happen.
today.
I
So
literally
many bad
called it
rolls.
out. I was
You were the
like,
one
"We should
person in
check
the
for
party.
traps."
You were the one person in the party that was like, I wonder if this is trapped. Okay, let's see. That is going to be oh, it's okay. I also need Grimblethorn and Mimi and Silvio to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Another one?
Me as
Okay.
well. I'm right.
No, I'm sorry, Mimi, not you. But everyone else, Grimble, Silvio, and Noctis to make a dex save.
Me as well.
No,
on
not
the other
you.
side, I'm fine.
Flurbex, yeah,
It's
you're
a
good.
directed thing.
Yeah. Okay.
14.
Okay, you all succeed.
Except
Each one of
Mimi.
you manages to. The clicking sound gives it away. So instead of taking the full damage, each of you takes 4 points of acid damage as this cloud of acid just sprays out from the key lock. It would appear that the door trap is quite old and has not been triggered in ages. It's been laying in wait for a long time, and the acid seems to have lost some of its potency. But it stings when it hits your skin.
Oh no, I'm
Flurbex.
sorry.
With an 8, did I fail or did I?
Oh, that's right. You rolled an 8. No, you have to take the full damage. That's right.
16.
Thank you for being such a good player. I appreciate that. Okay. So,
Ow!
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Um,
It didn't look like it was trapped.
you
I don't know what traps look like.
so you're gonna take 8 damage, Mimi, from the acid. It just doubles up. I mean, it was a little harder. You're not Mimi.
Everybody else took 4.
Mimi.
Oh, everyone else took 4. Got it.
Everyone else took 4. You took 8. The truth is you're not used to being large. So as you leap back, it still manages to get on you as it sprays. Thankfully, it dissipates very quickly, but the burn, not fun.
It's all right, Flurvax. You didn't intend to hurt me.
Acid you get better. It'll be fine. Don't put water on it.
Well, the door's open.
I'm gonna now pick up all of my stuff then from that room, and then say I'll go ahead and just get hurt. I'm sorry, and then I'll go off down the corridor.
Noctis, could you go with him and make sure there's no traps, please?
I'll go.
Okay.
Come on, buddy.
The door gets pulled open. The smell that hits you this time, it doesn't feel like rot and death. Instead, it feels like old death. And in fact, Mimi, for you, it's a familiar sensation. This is indeed some kind of crypt or tomb, but you can sense the sensation of old death, like long since passed into memory. The sensation of like dusty crypt washes over you, and the shadows here, even the sensation of it as it emerges from the opened door, feels somewhat just familiar.
I'm describing this to Grimble as we go down the corridor. Yes, it kind of smells like old death, like if you ever remember from your life before, dusty books, but also rot, but like ancient rot.
Oh, like my old basement. Got it.
Yes.
I would put the bodies of my enemies in my basement.
Yeah, smart. Yes.
I was
used to light them
evil.
on fire.
So evil.
You say with your feathery beard just like swaying in the wind.
Playing in the wind.
It has started to lose some of the feathers, by the way. They've started to like gently fall away. But what would you all like to do? Do you all, I guess you all move into the corridor and Noctis and Flurbex are taking points?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In which case, I would have Noctis and Flurbex make me some perception checks. And I'm guessing you're keeping an eye out for traps. Specifically.
All right, I'm gonna do this because we've been getting hit with traps, and we had the music coming from Noctis earlier. I'd like to say, Noctis, that music that emanated from around you, I hope it inspires you as much as it inspires me. And I give Noctis 1 Bardic Inspiration die.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, so what does that do again? Remind me.
It's for the next 10 minutes, so Eric will decide how long when it runs out. You can add a d6 to any ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. You can do it after seeing your roll, but before Eric tells you what happens. So you can decide whether it's like not worth it to add a d6 if you rolled bad, but if you think it's like close, maybe it's worth it.
And you only get to do it once until he gives it to you again.
It's a one-use thing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's like a break glass
I
in
think I'm
case.
gonna add it right now.
Okay. Yes, you rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I'll roll a d6.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll add that to whatever you rolled. And did you? Oh, you made it count. You turned it around. You and Flurbex both succeed. Wow, that was super handy. So,
thank you.
Flurbex, you are creeping very quietly, as quietly as you can next to Noctis. It is impossible. There is a beautiful melody that is playing as you all creep down this corridor. And it almost seems to be, again, sort of soundtracking you guys' sneak into this, into the crypt, because the music itself seems to just respond. Like every time Noctis starts to slow down, you can hear the like strings playing in the background, like it's just soft music and suspenseful.
Noctis is like playing with it. Like she'll take like 5 quick steps. Yep, and then like
yes, it sounds like somebody with a violin just suddenly just you hear the strings play along.
I've got in mind the scene of Kronk in Emperor's New Groove doing
totally. Yeah. So, however, taking a good look around as the two of you advance down the corridor, you get the impression that this place, at least this hallway, does seem to be blessedly free of traps. Instead, it looks like it's some sort of corridor that is going to take you into a much larger space, judging from what you've experienced so far. With your perception rolls, though, it does look like there has been movement in this corridor before. Some of the dust in the floor looks like it's been disturbed, but there's been too much of it to single out a single footstep. So it looks like shuffling or movement, but enough has happened that it does appear to have been in use.
Okay, you guys can follow. It doesn't look like traps.
So when you move deeper into this corridor, you come to what looks like a large rounded room, very similar to the one that brought you into this corridor the first time. However, instead of being like crude walls and carved out of the walls, these 3 archways that you see in front of you actually hold doors. One of the doors looks like that has a sign on it that says "Do not enter" in rotted wood, and it just has it like crudely carved in. It looks like somebody whittled it with a dagger, and it's nailed to the side of the door frame where like some of the wood is still rotted but holding the door frame in place. The other 2, one of them looks like it's ajar and maybe even coming off of the hinges a little bit. The one on the far right looks like it's just closed. And it's like pick your poison kind of situation as all of you move into this room. It is also displaying what looks like signs of old torches that have been laid here but have not been used in a long time. The one door that says "Do not enter" does not hold a torch at all. It looks like it's been removed.
So I know which door I want to open, but I don't know what you guys think.
What does this one say?
Do not enter, dearie.
Oh.
Eric, can I check if the ajar one also
Like
shows any signs of someone having come and gone recently other than it being ajar?
Sure. I would say that's an investigation check if you're going to move over there and do that. As you're going to do that, real quick, just to set it up, Silvio, if you would please, on behalf of the community, roll me 2d10.
Can I just roll the d100?
Yes,
That's
you can roll a
fine.
D100.
Is that just
87.
how many do we have left?
Uh,
A lot.
yeah. Right now, Noctis and Silvio have gotten 3. You guys get 5 each.
Oh,
No, you
boy.
get more than that because we hit 3,000. So, pretty much probably
So
for the
6
rest of the
each.
game, you guys are just going to get random magical searches. What was that? How much? What did you roll?
87.
87.
We'll
And
get
I
6 each,
roll.
won't
I'm going to
we?
roll to see which table you're rolling on. Okay. Okay, Quincy, do me a favor. Roll a D12.
All right. That's a new one we've rolled
Yep.
today. Boop, dodecahedron. 8.
8. Okay. For whatever reason, it's just going to be you today, Noctis. Noctis, as the music starts to slowly die down, your feet suddenly start. It takes you a second to realize what's happening. Everyone kind of sees it at the same time, but you are hovering above the ground. You're no longer standing on the floor. You are kind of just hovering above it.
For a sec, I thought you were going to make him dance, and it was going to be auto irresistible dance.
Right. Yep. You are just kind of levitating above the floor at the moment.
That can still happen.
I don't love this, but I don't really know what I could do about it. So
It's quite stylish.
Looking good.
how far would you say I'm hovering?
Right now, you're just barely above the ground.
Okay.
Kind of if you stretch your tiptoes down, you'll touch the floor at the moment.
Well, leave no trace, That comes in
Yeah.
handy.
That's one way to avoid any floor traps.
You'll certainly get an advantage roll on your silence if you're stealthing if the music goes away.
There's
the
lots
music
of
is-
things that are not normal happening. Is that just where we are? Is that, or is it the
I
mist?
think it might have to do with the curse that we have upon us. The Lady of Pain projected the thought of us being contaminated
Oh.
in some way. She didn't quite speak to me. It was more interpretive knowledge just got put into my head. But yes, I think we're contaminated or plagued by something, and I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have vaped that evil mist.
Is
Yes.
contaminated like when you're sick?
Kind of, yes.
It's when something's inside you that shouldn't be inside you. I realize that may be
Oh,
different for different
I
people.
have lots of
but-
things. I start start spitting out some of the toe
Oh,
bones of the
yes.
skeletons that I was
Plink,
eating
plink,
before.
plink, they just clatter to the floor.
Which one are we taking now? Or is it this
I
one?
rolled my
I guess so one of the
investigation,
doors.
Eric, just for you to.
Yeah. What'd you get?
13.
13 on the investigation check. You kind of peek into the cracks of this ajar door. On the other side, you can see, interestingly enough, it looks like it starts to turn back into the same crude cave cutout environment on the other side. Doesn't look like a carved hallway or something ritualistic. Instead, as you kind of peek into the door cracks, you can see that it looks like more of that jagged rock for walls. Does look like people have been coming and going out of this door. You're not sure how recent, though.
I relayed to everyone saying, there's just more cave this way, but it looks like people have been using this pathway.
The people we need to take the fingers from?
As good a question as any.
Don't think we truly know.
I think we
Okay.
should just take everybody's fingers.
Yeah, that'd be quicker and easier.
I
Grimble,
think that's a good plan. Any person we see, we take a finger.
Yeah.
Grimble, roll me 2d10, please. At this point in the game, I would like everyone to roll me. You can choose. You can roll a perception or you can roll an investigation check. And go ahead and roll, Grimble, both the perception and investigation check. But
19 is
19.
my D100.
Okay, let me roll. Okay. 19, you say?
Mm-hmm. And then you said the other one was just roll perception?
Oh my god. Yeah, just roll a perception. If you or investigation if that's better for you.
No. Perception's better.
Okay. Okay. So Noctis and Silvio, y'all are gonna be the ones that notice this. So first of all, your beard of feathers finally falls out suddenly. Just
I was just getting used to that.
And it grows back immediately. So what those of you who rolled higher than a 12, so that looks like it's going to be Noctis and Silvio.
Wait, hold on. I didn't make a new roll yet. That was my old roll for the.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and make your new roll. It can be either perception or investigation, whichever.
Oh.
20. Silvio, you kind of confirm what Noctis is starting to suspect, but you guys notice that anytime you have a moment of quiet, you slow down to stop and think about things, where you have a moment where you're not moving towards an objective or a goal, it seems like that's when the wild magic starts to pick up. Whatever is causing it, it seems to happen in those moments of quiet. It's happened enough times now where it's starting to register. It has more frequency.
Whatever this curse is, it's happening when we're not moving along. So perhaps, and I just gesture toward the ajar door.
I'm going straight to it. Let's
Okay.
go.
As we're walking, I'll just say, well, perhaps it's not necessarily the curse, but the Lady of Pain wanting us to move on and get this sorted. Either way.
It's a good mechanic. I'm going to have to remember this as a dungeon master. If you stay in one place too long, I'm going to make you word search.
Remind me to tell you about the time in Shield of Tomorrow where I took Q and literally threw a ship across an entire quadrant to get the party.
Nice.
All right. So you guys push the door open, and as it swings open, Noctis kind of looking back at the do not enter door longingly as you guys move away from it. You push this door open, and you do see what looks like a much wider corridor. About the time the door opens, Mimi, you just start going, and you shrink right back down to your normal size. Just.
Oh, thank goodness. The chest was getting a little heavy.
You guys see what looks like a well-traveled corridor that looks like it has lamps like lining that have been like hammered into the walls crudely, and that burn with a very low green eerie light that cast a glow across this place. You can actually see where you're going if you don't have dark vision.
Interesting. Can I investigate for traps?
You want to scout ahead, just like you and Flurbex want to scout ahead again?
Yeah.
Sure thing. Go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to. Oh, bloody hell! Sorry about this, Grimble, but I need you to roll 2d10 again.
Are you rolling a d6 every time?
I'm
see
randomly.
which one of us?
Yeah, I'm letting the dice determine.
Dude, you're not going to believe. So, 17.
17. Okay, the good news is it's not on the same table. Otherwise, you would have gotten another beard of feathers.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
That's pretty incredible, though. Oh my god.
Yeah. I was like, maybe double check before you promise that, Eric.
This is a table that Robert supplied me. Did you make this table, Robert?
I made this table, yeah.
You made this table. Well, guess what 17
I took
is?
the original, I took the original 50 that are in the PHB, and then I was like, they come up too often, so I just added another 50 to it and made it a D100 instead.
Well, you grow a long beard made of feathers. So
I think it's just more feathers.
Just like
fluffier.
A peacock.
How many feathers?
Full Dumbledore, like all the way down to the floor.
There is right now, Grimble, you have a halo of gorgeous peacock-styled feathers pluming off of the top of your head, and it's circling.
Teak would be so jealous.
And it's just like draped down to your waist. You are a fabulous-looking autognome right now. You guys are noticing this too. It just seems like more and more feathers continue to grow out of the sides of his head.
When you're rolling 2d10, are you're not adding them together, right?
No,
because the chances of you rolling a 17 three times in one game is insane.
It is, but that's what happened. That is what happened.
And we've also had 2 nat 1s from the same player, so I don't know what's going on here.
And that happened on the screen, so there's no way I was
incredible
screwing that up.
Okay, Jason. Well, as
I've
you're
never had my look. Those are shitty die rolls. You think I
We
want
have-
the same
we
thing
have
to
the
happen 3
community.
times?
we have the community to thank for this. Okay, so
Oh my.
you don't. I would say, did you go ahead and make a? I didn't forgot, but you did. Okay, cool. I see it here.
Mhm.
Okay, Noctis. As you tip forward and look around, you don't get the impression this place is trapped at all. You feel like this is kind of a well-used walkway and trafficked through here, but you don't get the sense that anybody's got any deadly traps waiting. It doesn't look like there's any even good, clever spots for traps. And the walls themselves, as you run your fingers along the cold stone, seems to be pretty solid. There doesn't seem to be any mechanisms, traps, or vile things waiting for you to spring out. So you guys are going to advance down this corridor a little bit further.
Okay.
As y'all are advancing, the corridor winds a lot. It starts getting to that point where you start asking yourself, how far down are we at this point? Because the temperature has begun to drop. It starts to get very cool in here. Some of you who are closer to life than others can see plumes of your breath coming out in front of you as you venture further and further down until you come across something that's actually quite exciting to see. There is a rusted sign. It looks like it has been crudely, like the words have been punched into like this thin steel. It's been hammered up against the wall as this corridor begins to branch off into two different directions. One of them points to the right and says nowhere. The other one points to the left and says somewhere else.
I think the entire time down this winding path, Silvio and I have been consulting Grimble on how to style himself with this new look. I
Perfect.
think it was just, Flurbex and Noctis scouting, and then us on the whole journey just being like, I think it's actually quite flattering, Grimble. I think maybe Silvio, what do you think? Do you think maybe we fluff up the back end a little, or?
This is where we can really play with their style. Short
Mm.
down on the side, long feathers on the bottom, or perhaps a side down, a side feathering, and a trim. Frankly, at the density of feathers you have quite the options.
How
A
about a mullet?
distinguished look is ahead of you.
A beard mullet?
No,
Short at the
well, it's
front
gone
and
over.
long
It's
at
gone
the
over
back.
my head now, so it could be,
Yes.
business in the front, party in the back.
I think
I would
that's
recommend
wonderful.
business on both ends. It's a much more distinguished look there.
Business on both ends.
Anyway,
we get to the sign.
Grimble's just like cosplaying as Teak. we're gonna get back, and he's gonna be like full.
I'm gonna have
full
to
flight
contact the
capable.
artist.
Yeah.
I'll
flight
contact the
capable.
artist. Be like, can you
Yeah.
add feathers?
We've got a revision here.
Um,
Okay.
So we're at the sign.
a sign.
Yes, indeed. At the sign.
Nowhere and somewhere else.
Do any of us recognize these as like special sigil words or such?
Wasn't there a mention of nowhere in the letter?
Oh, no one or something.
Mimi,
No.
gain a point of inspiration.
Yeah, you're so smart.
There was indeed
you.
mention of a place called Nowhere in the letter.
Do I have the letter written down?
Was it the letter or was it I believe it was either the letter or the interrogation, but yes, Nowhere was mentioned.
Yeah. I, as AJ, have terrible memory, so it's very surprising that I remember this. I believe it was in the letter.
Okay.
I believe it had something to do with, because there was the mention of the bar, the casino, and then there was a different location that was mentioned, which was Nowhere. So I think
the letter reads, Gulnith, I understand your worries. No one takes you for an addled cove Burke or some leather-headed clueless. The dusters don't know what they're buying. Make the sale, be done with it. Don't try to peel them and you'll be fine. Don't ask any more questions. You know better than any cager what happens when you try to bob the unscribed. Find me at the Vulture when you're done. This is an easy courier run. Don't pike it up, Balthuin. I think Balthuin during the interrogation brought up Nowhere, because even if I remember correctly, even described what Nowhere was and informed you guys that that's where the
okay.
Unscribed or
yeah.
The
That's where the
unscribed
job
were.
is
Yeah,
taken.
that was where they were located or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's clear as the shininess of this cave that we should proceed that way.
As you've all been sitting here debating on which direction to go, as a few full moments pass of no action being taken, all of a sudden, there is a culmination burst. I'm going to go one by one, and I'm going to need everyone to roll 2d10. I'm going to start with you, Quincy, as thank the community for this. All right. So
Oh.
this is going to be on
An even 10.
an even 10. Okay. There's no target for this. So all of a sudden, Silvio, you reach your hand out and compulsively just throw your fingers out, and a burst of magic missiles explodes from your hand and slams into the wall. In the force of the explosion, it just causes this utter, like brilliant flash of light as you cast magic missile at the darkness.
I attacked the darkness.
You-
Goodness.
Okay, so that is going to be that is literally what you rolled. You literally rolled magic missile and you attacked the darkness. Flurbex, you rolled a 6. On which one is it going to be?
I was so close to a 7 and fireballing us again.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. God. So you rolled a 6. A miniature purple cow appears near you and follows you around like a loyal dog. It disappears if you take any damage. No. It just small purple cow, about 3 feet tall, appears next to you immediately, Flurbex, and just stares at you with its eyes half open, almost like a Jim Davis comic, and just says, "Moo."
So it disappears as soon as you take damage. So it's a fair weather cow.
Yeah, fair weather cow.
That's a band name. It stares at you expectingly.
I'm gonna spit up like a humorous and just like give him a bone.
He stares at the
Oh.
bone and just says, "Moo."
Flubbex, I think you're a father now, or a
Oh,
mother,
okay,
or a
cool.
parent.
I want to lean into Flurbex and just be like, what do you think it wants?
I don't know. What is it?
Noctis rolled a 72 as the community continues its utter chaos against the party. Oh, all this cool shit is happening to Noctis. Noctis, you are hereby resistant to all damage for the next minute.
I mean, I probably don't need it, but I'm excited.
Hopefully,
Let's start a fight now. Let's go.
Well, I think with the magic missiles hitting the wall, we may have alerted anyone that was in nowhere of our arrival. So that might be a good thing.
What did you roll, Mimi? You rolled a 68. Okay, so you got the other
So
table
close,
too.
so close to a good number.
The cow seems to like Mimi more than you, Flurbex. And as all of a sudden it turns and looks over at Mimi and just waddles up to Mimi and just stares at you. And once again, with purpose and feeling, says, "Moo."
Well, I understand, but we can't right now.
For the next hour, any beast within 120 feet of you is inexplicably drawn to you, Mimi. And then what did we have for you, Grimble? A 99? Oh my good lord, what is about to happen? What hath the community wrought upon you?
It depends on the table, but it could be a good thing.
Amazing. You regain any expended sorcery points that you have used. They've all completely regenerate. And of course,
used any.
he hasn't spent any. He is the only sorcerer in the party. He's the only one this could apply to, and you haven't spent a single.
Aren't you glad you used your wand?
What a random. Also, what a random thing. It's so specific. And yet it was a sorcerer got it, but yet didn't need it.
Yeah, it's because the wild magic is usually applicable to the wild magic sorcerer.
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
So when all of this wild magic surges forth, it actually causes something to happen as everyone experiences this at the same time. The magic, as it begins to surge forth, you all begin to see this crackling split begin to appear in the center of the air as this energy courses form all of you. It doesn't even cast any light, but yet somehow emanates enough that you can see it glow and break. And what you see is the walls of reality here in Sigil, of all places, begin to split. You see this crack begin to form, and this begins to open, and you see what looks like before you a small portal swirling with power. There is something beyond
no.
it, and it just hovers there.
The mushrooms have kicked in.
You think this
Or are
is
you all seeing this?
you think this is for us? And if so, we should probably let Teak know where we've gone.
We already used the sending stone.
To say hello.
Do sending stones recharge per anything, or is it just a one-off?
It's for every 24 hours they recharge.
Ooh.
So it's like once
Mr. Purple Cow.
looks at you.
Would you by any chance be able to deliver me a message?
No.
I'm assuming that's a no, and I appreciate the sass.
Hold on there. I pull out my my scribe pen.
Okay.
Let me quickly check. Okay. The scribe pen can indeed write on a creature. It's just the writing on a creature will fade after 7 days. On anything else, it's basically Sharpie.
Okay.
If I send a message on this cow,
I think it will just continue to follow myself or Flurbeck, so I don't think that's going to.
It isn't
Unfortunately, I don't think
yes.
it will help. Should we go through the portal?
actually, before we go to the portal,
calling to
if we can't send a message back, I will leave a message on the sign.
Shannon,
that
you got something
says
too?
that says Teak. We didn't go to either of these. We went through the portal.
Okay.
Nice.
The cow's not gonna be able to follow you into the portal. So if you all go,
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
you
just
write on the cow, right, Silvio? Write on the cow.
All right, I'll write it on both. Nothing limits this pen's ink.
you scribe the message to Teak across this small miniature purple cow that stares at you impassively as you write upon it.
I
And when
really
it's
wanted
finished,
to make purple jerky, but it's fine.
the cow just stands there, swishing its tail. And I suppose that means you're all stepping into the portal. One by one, you all just stepping inside. And the cow stands there as the portal goes closes up. And the cow just moo.
I hope there's fingers in here.
You all find yourself in what looks like a study. You can hear a ticking clock. You see rows and rows of books, and it is well lit by what seems to be a warm, crackling fire. And sitting at a desk about 60 feet from where you were standing in this library is an elderly-looking tiefling woman who is in the midst of rearranging something on her desk, like she's trying to get something right. She says, "Are you here, Blackstaff?" And she glances up and stops and stares at all of you. Says, "Oh no, who are you?"
Who is Blackstaff?
Tis
Oh.
I, Kelvin Blackstaff, trapped inside this body of an auto-gnome.
As she rises, you can see that she has what looks like dark purplish robes with gold trim. She clearly some kind of spellcaster, judging from the scrolls and potions and whatnot she has around her waist. Her hair has started to gray and bleed into like a dark blood red towards the tips of her scalp, and she has nice black horns that kind of curl up around her deep blue skin. Her yellow eyes gaze at you inquisitively as she seems to hesitate and tap and says, one moment, I just need to make sure that this was correct. This can't be happening. You're not Blackstaff, and I have orders here to give these to the next. I'm supposed to give this to the next person who. This is terribly wrong. This is horribly wrong, but I'm bound. I have to give this to you.
Give what?
I guess the trove is yours then.
Trove, you say?
Trove.
I'll take that off your hands. No problem.
in the hell has this happened?
We need your finger as well.
I'm sorry. She looks at you, critical eyes. She stares at you and says,
I think
Look.
that's not. I don't think that's how we're meant to.
I am duty bound
thing.
by the parameters of the quest spell to give this to the next one who enters my library. And though it was meant to be for Blackstaff and his artificers for his reliquary, it apparently is going to be for you, though you are not supposed to be here.
I love technicalities like this.
And now we give the party the magical items that the community has unlocked.
Hell yeah!
Stealing from one of the greatest wizards of all time
Hell yeah!
through sheer chance.
This can't go wrong.
She moves over to a couple of bundles and she says, well, this is going to be fun to explain. And she takes a bundle and hands one to you, Mimi. And I'm now going to read off to you the items that I am giving to you that the community has unlocked through the fundraising. Now, I want to tell you, I randomly rolled. I did not take anything off the table here because that was the arrangement. And I randomly rolled on each table. And I rolled to see which table I was going to roll on. And then I rolled the magical items on the table. And I shit you not, what I am about to read off to you are the items you all rolled. Don't worry, Markia. If you're watching from wherever you are, you're going to get magical items. I know you would strangle me if I did not give this. Mimi, the very first magical item rolled is you receive a Staff of the Magi.
Whoa!
To start with!
Start with.
Now, to be clear, that's when you give one gift to someone, but the gift you're giving is a thing that they sacrifice to give back, right? Like a watch chain and a comb for a hair.
Nice.
The next thing you were given, Mimi, is glamored studded leather armor.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I did warn that allowing this to happen could possibly break the game, but the odds of rolling something like that were so, again, astronomical that I wasn't too worried. I thought we might get something absolutely wacky. And sure enough, Noctis, you were given boots of springing and striding.
Love that.
And no joke, I rolled a +3 dagger for you.
Holy shit, nice.
Next is Flurbix. Flurbix, I for whatever reason I rolled potions for you, but
Nice.
one of them is I apologize if this is a little disappointing. One of them is another potion of greater healing.
It suits me. Like, of all of the people to get disappointing magic items,
It's
Flurbix
perfect
is
for
the guy.
Flurbix.
He's gonna give
But
stuff away.
the next potion I rolled for you is a potion of storm giant strength.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's just a big swole plasmoid. I'm gonna do my squeeze thing. Get like within
Yeah.
2 inch gap, and then turn into a giant.
He's going to utterly make challenge ratings for everything I send you guys up against utterly meaningless as a 4th level party is being given items that can break the world. Next up, Grimwald. Grimwald, you're going to like this because this, again, randomly rolled. You're going to get an 8th level spell scroll.
Ooh.
I haven't rolled what spell it is yet, but it's going to be an 8th level spell, which you can cast at 4th level at your peril. And then you are going to get Robe of Stars.
Oh, nice.
So you actually came away quite well for a sorcerer.
Stars or scars?
Stars.
Stars.
S-T-A-R-S. Y'all are
Although
getting
Robe of Scars, that could be like a cursed item or something.
And this is where it gets absolutely bonkers.
This is where?
Yeah,
This
this
is
we're already
This is where not when we started with the Staff of the Magi.
Quincy,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
you're
For
going to get a
Silvio.
potion of flying for Silvio.
Uh-huh.
And then, may the Lord Saints preserve us. You are going to get a deck of many things.
That is a good thing that it's with Quincy and not with Flurbix.
You got the deck of many things. A simple deck of cards that have a Joker's mask smiling on the back of each one of them, almost like it is begging you to pull from the cards. When the items are handed over to each of you, you see this tiefling woman looks utterly distressed, like she is just handing over nuclear weapons to children and setting them loose in the world. She
Sure.
kind of straightens her bifocals and says, I am probably going to get in trouble for this, but I am bound by magic, and I must give the next people who enter my study these items. My God, just
I
go.
wasn't even expecting this much because wasn't it like when we reached, was it 1,000 is a magic item?
Yes. Actually, thank you for reminding
Or was
me.
it one?
My thing was it was per 1,000. So in truth,
Oh, and we each get 1 per 1,000.
yes. And I know
Oh, I thought it was
we
just
wrap
one
it.
per
We're supposed to wrap it 4. If you will permit me just a few more moments here, because we hit 3,000, I do in fact have to roll one more time for each of you.
You wait until someone donates and gets us to 4,000. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, like while you're doing this, somebody will be like, "Oh, here's another
Someone will
7,000
probably
dollars."
pop us up to 4,000. It probably
We're
would
already at
happen.
3,420, by the way.
This is going to absolutely break the game. Thank you guys, by the way, so much as we're starting to wrap up here. Thank you so much for all the incredible generosity. I'm going to make a quick roll here on the random magical items table. Each of you, just really quick. I'm going to start with you, Silvio, on the first table. Oh God. Okay.
Another deck of many things.
On the first
You
table,
can shuffle them together.
Many more things, I believe.
We're gonna run out of items to attune with.
oh my God, you are going to be receiving an Ion Stone
Oh, dope!
of Mastery.
Spell that, please.
It's IOUN and the word stone, and it is an Ion Stone of Mastery,
That's so good.
which is also one of the most ridiculous
Yeah.
magical items in the game. Next up, Mimi. Wow, the dice like you guys. Okay, this is going to table F, and Mimi is going to also receive.
Table.
Mimi is also going to receive a. No, I'm going to reroll that because you already have one, and that would be it was a wand of grab.
Right.
Another
Wand of
staff
Orcus.
of Magi.
No,
She's just dual wielding stuff of the Magi.
Yeah. You are going to be receiving Boots of Elven Kind.
Ooh,
Nice.
Nice.
Good.
Okay. Noctis. Okay. 1, 2, 3. You are going to be rolling on Magic Table D, so this is probably going to be a potion. You are going to be receiving a potion of speed. That's actually pretty rad. It's basically cast haste on you. So you're going to get a potion of speed.
Yeah.
And then next up is Grimble for all the misfortunes that you've suffered this game. 1, 2. You're going to be rolling on table F, and you are going to be receiving additionally a amulet of proof against detection and location.
Oh,
nice.
so I've got the robe of stars, so I can
Yes.
go into the astral plane. No one can find me.
No one can ever find you.
Awesome.
And then
but you share these with Celine, so you disappear to the astral plane,
Yeah.
and then you're like, no one can find me, and then Celine's like, why the fuck am I in the astral plane?
Exactly.
Flurbex is rolling. Oh gods, Flurbex is rolling on table G, and Flurbex is getting a. Okay, not too shabby. A +2 weapon.
Nice. Okay.
So we'll have to figure out what it is. As all of you
We'll
are
get to
just
some-
laden down with all of these magical items, just artifacts of legend are given to you. And yeah,
So
I say-
$4,269.
did we just?
Yeah, we got another 1,000.
I'm gonna quickly
Wait.
roll
I love you all. Thank
one more
you.
time.
I told you it would happen.
I knew it.
You
For
told me this was gonna-
2069. Nice.
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Thank you, Weberjack. I'm just
Table
assuming
B,
it was
so
Weberjack. That's a very
Silvio?
Weberjack thing to do.
Silvio, you are going to get. You guys just opportunity to break my game. Silvio, you're going to get a potion of animal friendship
Oh, lovely.
for the cow. Mimi
Moo.
is going to be on table 1, 2, 3. Table D again. You are going to get a oil of sharpness. And then here we go again for Noctis. Noctis is going to be rolling on table B, and Noctis is going to get. Oh, what is that? What is that? Oh, it's just a potion of greater healing. Boo! I was hoping for something, but you got a potion of greater healing. Okay. Next. This is nuts. All right. Next, Grimble, you are rolling on 1, 2, 4. You're rolling on table F, and you are going to be getting a trident of fish command. Well done, sir. Well done. Nicely done.
He's gonna start a fish cult in the Astral Sea.
And finally, Flurbix. Oh dear. It happened. I knew it was going to. Let's find out what it is. It is
Oh, I like that reaction.
you were gonna
Another
get. I don't know.
Necro.
You're not gonna be able to use this. You're gonna.
Oh,
Well, I
look at
guess multi-class if you want, but you are going to be receiving a Holy Avenger.
Just like literally before you said that, I was like, Flurbex doesn't have a need for weapons, but Celine, Jody hasn't been here to experience all of this. So
Oh
I think
yeah, it's true.
Flurbex
You
will...
could trade with
So
Jody.
I was like, I'll just give Jody my +2 weapon, but I'll just give her I'll give her a Holy Avenger instead.
Holy Avenger, that's perfect.
She's
Yeah, because
gonna
let
get
me
the
ask you,
legendary paladin sword and the game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Eric. So does our equipment, like with me and Jody's character, because our bodies transform, will it go away?
It'll shift based on, like, since it's dedicated to you, it'll follow you. And when it shifts back, that's the way that magic works. So the robe of stars and everything is going to shift to you. So I'm actually going to have to roll numerous times for Jody as well. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So Jody and Makia will get to see next
4,
week.
5. I'm going to roll to see what kind of Holy Avenger it is.
I think like
it's
Transformers style, it goes internally into your body while she becomes the out. Yeah, that's cool. That's sick.
I will roll next week to find out what kind of weapon it is, but you guys basically get piled upon with all of this.
Yeah.
And because we went over 3,000, I'm just going to say to hell with it, and you guys can all level to 5.
Level up!
Yeah,
That's
five.
dope, dude.
4,000, didn't we?
We broke 4,000. Yes. We are way
level
past
to level 10.
$4,269.69 raised from you absolute beautiful people. Thank you so much. You guys, of course, the giveaways, I think have been happening in chat while the game has been happening and the PDFs have been given out. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode, this absolute chaotic episode. I have marked down that everyone has experienced 3 wild magic surges. That means because you guys have all donated, I absolutely intend on carrying these into the next episode until we have met our goal, which is, thanks to you, going to change since you hit us at 4,000. So more have been added on, but we will see you next week, 1 p.m. Thank you so much for making a difference and helping people get the help that they need with Doctors Without Borders. It means the world to us. Y'all are all heroes today. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next Sunday. Take care and thank you again.
Bye.
Amazing.